and welcome back to the Dragonborn Industries podcast and show here on twitch.tv and on whatever podcast format you guys listen to your podcasts on. We're back. We're green, we're mean, we're queen.
Yes.
And I guess there's only one thing to talk about this week.
Banter.
So now we need to pick a topic.
Archbishop of Banterbury. Right.
So that's back
Cheeky
to the memes.
Nando's.
Cheeky Nando's. But we got a bounce now, and we got to do that thing where we backwards and forth, and we do like a little bit like for a while. So, what is everyone's favourite type of noodle?
Instant.
Bounce.
See you guys next week.
Rice noodle for old Alex over there.
Ramen noodles.
Ramen noodles. Is it what kind of ramen noodles? You mean like comes in a packet?
Instant.
Right, instant noodles as well then.
Oh my god.
Like, not like your super noodle kind of instant.
No.
Like Nissin. Any kind of
Okay.
Nissin.
Yeah.
Bit more upmarket.
What are you looking at me?
Sorry,
I'm going
Jake.
to say like the flat wide ones.
Oh,
yeah.
That's fancy. I'm an udon.
Yeah, I'm with you on udon.
I quite like udon, but I actually prefer dry noodles. I quite like sort of...
Not cooking them. Just getting straight out the package. Nom.
And then drinking the hot boiled water.
I don't have time to do water. I am so busy. I just need them out of the packet in my mouth.
I'm going to pick food as a topic because that's a standard thing for me. But I mean, is anybody else want to bounce about anything else before we move on?
Actually, speaking of your cheeky Nando's, what is your guilt pleasure food? Late at night, it's like 3 a.m. You've got nothing. If we had like any delivery system actually here at all, right?
Sort it out, Cornwall.
Sort it out, Cornwall.
Yeah.
3 a.m. You are hankering something, and it can be anything. What are you picking up the phone to order?
Sleep.
I think if you order pussy these days, it's kind of illegal. So I'm going to go with a burger, actually.
Babe station.
Mine's a burger, like a Beyond Burger or something.
If I've had drinks, a kebab.
Oh, kebab.
I forgot you're like that.
I'm not gonna lie.
Swing that way.
If it's 3 a.m. and I've got a hankering for something, I'm standing at the fridge just picking at a cheese string.
Yeah, okay. That's good. It's like bags of shredded cheese, just an ADHD's best friend.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's 3 a.m, man. That's not eating time.
No. All I can think of is like breaded chicken.
I mean, fair play.
Yeah.
McDonald's then.
Oh, I had some of the fried chicken at Porthleven. That was one of the other things.
You go to Porthleven Food Festival?
Yeah, I went to Porthleven Food Festival twice.
Bougie. Very bougie.
Different people.
Someone's got some Cornish pride. I was wondering why you were looking a little sun-flustered. Little
I
sun
caught the
kiss.
sun so badly yesterday.
Don't you guys burn like crazy, or is it just
Yeah.
Tamsin?
No, factor 50 does nothing. Absolutely
It's
nothing.
not enough.
See, this is what I don't get, because you and Yaz are the same, aren't you? Like, you can put on factor 50 and then double up to factor 100
And still burn.
and burn like crazy. You got burnt on the back of the neck, didn't you, Alex?
Yeah, I don't burn as much as I used to.
No. I guess you burn. Do you burn, James? Do you two burn, Jack and
I
Emily?
feel like I burn a normal amount.
So, I'm obviously ginger. Not only that, I'm the day walker.
But like news to me.
I burn less than regular. And I don't know if that's
Because you're a day walker.
I don't know if that's a deep line melanoma.
Is it not because you don't spend a fat lot of time outside?
I love the sun. I don't spend a fat lot of time outside with people. But if I can be alone, oh boy, if I can be alone.
I saw you on lemon key.
Running in the wilds.
Person, don't you wear the cap the right way when you're in the sun?
No, but I mean, Tamsin and Yaz can attest this. I can spend days in the sun, nothing.
Just doesn't burn at all.
Yeah, and I might, after about 5 days, get like a little red glow on my arms and maybe on the bridge of my nose.
Maybe in the UK,
What's that
but
like?
if you went elsewhere, we
Not
do.
just genetics.
Well, I disagree, because
Can like.
What is that? What do you mean it just go red?
I would say that like my time in the Middle East was probably spent being burnt to a crisp for the first month, and after that, I was like, well. Nothing. I had like a 4-year tan, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
I really
When you
did.
first came back, you were like proper brat, like same colour as your hair nearly.
Yeah, it was
But-
pretty dark. But yeah,
Maybe
so
just like shed your skin and grew a new one.
maybe like reptilian.
Snake.
I only like heat now. Maybe I'm cold-blooded.
Lizard people confirmed.
Yeah,
Lizard
that's it.
conspiracy theory.
Ah.
There you go.
Speaking of lizard folk, Duke? Why don't we talk about Warrior Prince 3D, Steph?
Hello.
Richard.
Yeah.
You could probably buy a lizard folk from Richard.
Yeah, like totally.
Yeah.
Even amongst the thousands and thousands and thousands of products that Rich has.
Advert done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe not.
I'm scared of all this then.
No, I'm going to hand over to you, Steph. You crack on.
Agents of Chaos. The time has come. The powers at Warrior Prince 3D have sent their orders, and you each have a completely optional, I'm going to stress this, it is optional, mission to complete over the course of tonight's game. Successful completion of the tasks will earn you red sticks. Some missions are worth more than others, and sticks can be redeemed at any point in future games. You can trade your red sticks in for such things as an ad read in the theme or style of your choosing, a no questions asked help action from TJ Squeakerson that doesn't involve gratuitous violence, your own personalised mid-combat get 'em, GM included, and no consequences, easy avoidance of TJ's vlog, one-time use only, and I'm also open to being persuaded if there's something else you want to inflict on me / TJ that's within my power to give. So let's take a moment to honour our glorious sponsor, Warrior Prince 3D, who you can find at Warrior Prince. I ain't got him over here now. WarriorPrince3D.etsy.com, your one-stop shop for cosplay items, terrain, minis, and more. And remember, you can get 10% off your order by using the permanent code to the stars to get 10% off your order. I have a little bag of missions which people can feel free to take from during the season.
Yes.
Are we keeping these secret?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
And
I'm keeping track of what's.
I've got like
again, can I use that on monsters?
That was the point. Yes.
Hand them over. Oh, you guys are done. I want that one. I want that one. I got two. No, I got one.
You can have two if you want.
Have two.
There's multiple.
100%.
Can I have two?
Yeah, I want
You
two.
can pass the bag around. People can partake or not partake as they
Oh
wish.
shit, I took two.
Yeah,
You
but I
can
don't
have
like
to.
being
Oh
rough.
no, it's one. That's what I did. That's what I took. Oh no, one.
You know what? I do love Warrior Prince 3D, and my friend Richard, who runs Warrior Prince 3D, I'm doing a show with him on Thursday, where you can check out, called Painting Up the Monster Manual. We're painting up the Garistro, which is actually down in the house right now because I need to get it primed. But I love them. They are fantastic. Please go check them out. Red sticks. My, that was really easy, wasn't it?
Can I have the bag, please? I didn't take one.
One. Yeah.
I get two for that.
You do.
But yeah, thank you so much to Warrior Prince 3D.
No, actually, I don't think you've actually done that one.
I think I fucked it
I
up.
think if you read it,
I think you're reading the terms and
if
conditions.
you read the T's and C's.
Directly speak to a camera about how much
no,
you love
did.
Warrior Prince
Fair play.
3D.
I thought you were doing the other one. That's fine. That's cool.
Ian, can I just have my mini? A second.
Are we all getting them out of the way now?
Oh, you've just.
Ooh.
Right, so that's yours.
Agent
Done.
Wrenn's down,
Two red
Agent Wrenn's down. Principal, Warrior Prince 3D. Do I get it every time?
No.
Retrieve and display a warrior print in front of you at some point during the game tonight. Completion of this earns you 2 red sticks.
Lovely.
Oh, we're on it. Anybody else want to complete theirs now?
Yeah, have you got any
I
terrain you'd
can't
like to
right
display?
now.
Oh, terrain!
Yeah.
Sake.
Oh, man, I'll just show it.
Again, I'm going to say not to
Why
that
am I
one
gonna know it?
just yet. I will say people read your missions carefully.
Is that like
Some-
grab it and... Did you not word it correctly?
No,
as the
it
GM?
is worded. It is worded.
No.
Oh, this could be fun.
Right, so Ian's done the.
While she works that out, I'm going to
Directly.
talk about Roll and Play Press, where we have an affiliate code where you can get 10% off your book orders for toolkits like this. The Game Master Sci-Fi Kit, and the Character Sci-Fi Kit, the Fantasy Character Kit, and the Fantasy Game Masters Kit. I used these today to prep for this session.
Nice.
I use them every week. This campaign is more this now than me. What can I say?
Or rather,
Then why are
bit
you
less.
here?
Yeah. Somebody's got to read the book.
I didn't know you could read.
Two people have just lost 5 hit points.
Coming
Yeah,
to
sounds like
job.
But please go check out roleplaypress.com, use the code Dragonborn10, and you get 10% off your books. But you can all see that we're drinking from these special Dynatech Industries mugs as well. These are, we all actually, but James isn't on one. Point,
Loser.
shame. Shame.
Shame. Shame.
It's like secondary school all over again.
Gay. We went two very different ways on that. Either way,
I have the worst one.
What, school or
Oh no,
thing?
the three-pointer.
No.
Oh.
I might have the 3-pointer.
For
Oh.
one, is actually.
Am I allowed to roll 2 into 1?
Well,
Yeah,
if you fulfil both.
absolutely.
Well, you guys are going to have to keep track of this, because I'm done with mine. I don't need to track it. So you keep Steph accountable for the thing that she started.
Ow.
Oh.
Bernie.
Is that the tea? Yeah. So these mugs, they keep things fucking hot for ages, don't
Yeah, they do.
Like, I mean, shame on you for not having one. And only just coming back to the stream and not having one when we sorted them out when you weren't here. But,
My fault.
like, mine's got cold in it. Last time it had custard in it. And that stayed warm for fucking ages. Emily's got tea in hers right now and just went owie owie on the tonguey wongy. And, let's go around the table, hot or cold?
Hot.
Hot.
Too hot.
Cold.
Hot.
Cold. Not has one.
Not
has one.
That's like being in my house again.
Let me know. You can get merch like this, t-shirts. There's hopefully another t-shirt on the way this week that we're going to show off, but we need to finalise on something. And that's on dragonbornindustries.com. There's no code, just go buy some merch. It's fantastic that I get to see people posting stuff, and it's strange seeing the logo out there and seeing like stream related stuff going out. It blows my mind. Thank you so much. And podcast listeners, thank you so much for just downloading the show. Once more, I fucking love you. You're amazing. But if that's it from everybody, does anybody can quickly finish off their red sticks now?
Nope.
No? Do I get my two? Where are my two?
They're in there. I'm keeping them. I didn't have time to make them, so they're theatre of the mind.
I'm going to give myself two red
Mental
sticks.
red stick.
If we'd like to replay that, I did actually do mine, but I refused to do it again.
What was yours?
If it's the one that the word that you said, it does say a specific thing in RP.
Can I have a look?
No, I
Which
picked
one is it?
another one.
Oh yeah, no, you got that one. I just had that one. Yeah, that's fine.
I did reread it and then.
Yeah.
realised
So have you
the
completed?
mistake. One.
What was it?
I'm so glad you missed it. Maybe you can find it if you replay.
Yeah, gotta watch.
Oh, I
Watch
like
the
that.
episode
Little
back,
nugget,
see if
little
you can
nugget.
find it.
Oh, I
Timestamp
like that.
I didn't
Is there
even,
any
I didn't even know.
And anyone who finds it gets an audience red stick from me.
Yeah.
Which comes in the form of her
Maybe
home
you
address.
Try and show
The
it.
audience may request something
And
of
her alarm
TJ.
code. Oh.
I don't have alarms.
Like Cornish, it's just a bell and a goat.
I just got bear traps.
Don't even have doors!
Beware of the chihuahua.
Beware of the chihuahua. That's your house.
Yeah.
Yeah, the vicious chihuahua. But if that's it from everybody, we're going to jump in to another episode, which I've called Sweet Home Koshoria.
Ah.
I've named this one already. After arriving, it was a meme that you shared the other day. I will share it.
Okay.
After arriving at Caseopia North, the hometown of Calix, our party Decimar, the crew, along with an old friend, Vorog Kassar and Agent Wrenn of the data files, enter unchallenged by the Dynatech defense teams and begin to work out how they are going to go about investigating the details of the Dynatech trade with the Decimar here on Koshoria. Sweet home Koshoria. However, not long after entering, Calix's name is called out by one of Calix's many siblings, Giro. And they approach and embrace, happy to see Calix. One more. Why have I written one more? What? I guess, and from there, lead you directly to the. It just literally says Calix, one more, and lead them directly to their home. God, I can't type.
That's another Decimar.
There's
so many of them.
Oh, and there are, and you guys will see that as you go through more. We'll talk about that in a second. But this is where we're going to jump into today's episode. To set the scene, these habitation blocks are very basic and are not very pretty. The structures are that are quick thrown together, stackable metal containers that are retrofitted with the basic amenities. this particular block is 3 containers high and has a ladder that leads up to each individual floor. But the ladder is more of a flower bed now, as you see that the Decimar can climb naturally, or in the adult cases can fly. And you don't see a lot of the flying ones around, you just see most of the instars, this larval form that you know Calix to be. There are a few makeshift windows and many silk banners and tapestries adorning this building. The whole area is many cramped together habitation stacks, and the pathways between them each are well walked. The walls of this particular stack have around 20 Decimar, looking out of windows and the doors, as well as clinging to the walls and peering over the roof edge as they all shout, "Calix!" in this happy tone. And that, in the middle of late evening, late night, is where we're going to jump into today's session. I hand over to you guys, the players, with whatever you would like to do next.
I am just off. Like, you guys may be just standing there in, like, this sort of, I don't know, courtyard-like area. I am just off, and it is just a lot of, like, movement and just shouting and hugging. I'm just, God, oh my God, oh, there's so much to say. Oh, look how much bigger you are. Oh, look, your colours are coming out. Oh, no, it's so beautiful. Oh, the tapestry. Just, like, lots of just flurry and cluster and just communicating.
Yeah, and I think with that, you would see that, like, all of these Decimar that shouted, "Calix!" They are, like, just, like you've seen Calix crawl and walk, just straight out of the building, down the walls, out of, like, everywhere, and they were all wearing different attires. So, Calix, who used to wearing this either, like, wearing this, like, bright yellow jacket, which recently they've changed over for this, like, silk.
So, like,
It was, I think I said it was Kasathan silk or something like that. Basically like Egyptian cotton style silk. Hooded.
It's fairly similar. Everyone's kind of Donald Ducking in the kind of way that everyone kind of wears everything on the top, but the bottom is just, there's nothing. Like, people are wearing like little wellies or little shoes or something, but the majority of the body down there just, yeah, it's
Just
how
straight
it
up
is.
bug nubbing it. Just like, feet straight to the floor.
Yeah.
But they're all wearing very natural style clothing. There are like cottons and silks and different manners of natural things that have been brought together and woven together to create different attires. Some of them might have like 2 leaves that focuses on like a bow tie. Other ones might be a case that they've got a silk shirt on. But it's all these different kind of styles that you're not used to from Absalom Station or from more technologically civilized areas. These are very naturally woven garments. The only thing that really stands out here is the fact that everything that people live in are these metal containers. These, essentially what is the lower blocks of Absalom Station, these like cramped together, grimy kind of conditions, but here obviously they've had a chance to rust out in the open and with a little bit more humidity. There's flowers growing on them which you think the Decimar have done to make them seem more at home. And yeah, they're all like, "Calix, it's great to see you." And as you kind of like fluster and like, "Yeah, the colours are coming in." And this one's like blue with like a patch of pink. The other one's got like 1 frill, but the other one's really small. And they're like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get mine soon." And it's different ages, but all still young. They're still around Calix's age. You don't know what that roughly is, but they are all still the larval form. They're like, "Oh, hey, come in, it's great for you to be home. Oh, what's it like on Absalom Station? Are you like off adventuring? Like, oh, it's great to see you back. Are you back for good? Are you going back?" And they're like, the whole way in, they are just like crowding around Calix and they're like, "Oh, who are your friends? Who are your friends? Hi, hi, hi!" And they're just like waving to you and bringing out like leaves, which some of them are munching on. Other ones are bringing out like little, they're like cloth cups that you don't think should hold liquid, but they do, and they're holding water, which has this like silver kind of opaqueness to it and a sheen. But you know this is just water from the river. But yeah.
Oh my God, guys, I've got so much to say. I'm sorry, I'm not here for. This is only just a visit. We have things to do here and everything. But oh my God, these guys are my friends. They're amazing. They're awesome. We do actually need a place to stay. I don't know. I realise you guys might find the beds here a bit weird. I mean, I'm sure we can make the beds for the flat beds. They sleep in flat beds.
One of them would turn around. Probably they're looking at Roos, and they're like a really small one. And they're looking up, and they've got like this. They've got no frills, but they're wearing like a hat that's what's those like Western style hats that've got like a large rim, but it's not like curled up, like not like a Stetson, but one of the sun hats.
Not a fedora.
Dunno.
not quite a fedora.
Rare?
No.
It's kind of like a sombrero, but like it's the flat ones. It's kind of, I don't know if you see it, like kind of like Amish hats.
Yeah, yeah.
She's like wearing one of those. She's got this like little button-up shirt, and she looks up. You gonna eat any of us?
No, but I will have some of that water.
Sure thing. And hands it to you. She's really small, clearly
Gonna
like
take
very,
it.
very young.
I'm gonna be like, all right, and because I'm a chicken, I'm just gonna be like,
Things from the sky don't normally land down here. They tend to try and eat us.
nah, don't worry about me. I'm looking out for y'all.
Okay then, but just does not lose eye contact, does not blink. Whereas the rest of them bring you inside, and like some of them are like, yeah, we can sort out some beds. Would hammocks be okay? We can create some like silken hammocks for you to sleep in.
I mean, hammocks are probably the. You've probably seen Calix do this before a couple of times, but if you can't, you'll see the beds, and they're all like the silk hammocks, like side to the walls,
Yeah.
rather than the standard bed. So.
Well, you don't see them downstairs. However, you have seen Calix do that before, and depending on which room you're in, I might describe those to you. But they bring you into the bottom container, and it's got the corner that you approach, where there's a ladder that leads outside, has this open corner, and there are these silk drapes that you can just walk through, and inside is a description. Do with that as you will. And so there are a lot of like natural bits of furniture here. Some of them have been whittled out of tree stumps. Other ones are carved and put together bits of wood that create some chairs, but they seem dust-ridden and not really have much on them. There is a worktop that has just bowls and bowls of leaf, but the actual rest of the room is loads of like little hydroponic stations where they seem to either grow or keep plant life. And they're like snapping bits off, one will eat another bit. It's like, oh, try some of this. This is fantastic, and I'll hand you like an orange lettuce that thing, and they like bite into it and hand it round, and it drips with like water, and you know this to like just be like standard foods and stuff. But it's just so much vegetation here that it's like having mini fridges everywhere, but with these like little square like lights that then like sprinkle water down onto them. And you can tell that most of the Decimar here either cling to the walls or the ceiling. They don't really use the chairs. There's like 2 or 3 of them next to this work counter, and they are just dust-ridden. Yeah.
Sorry, just if this wasn't like cute and colourful, I realised this would actually be a horror show.
Yeah.
With all the bugs.
But it is very colourful.
For some people, no, I love it. I think it's very cute and very lovely. With all the light and all the colours and all the flowers, it's very lovely and cute and everything.
It's like
But
the
I realise
inside of
for
an
some
anime
people,
migraine. And I think one of the other things that you notice here is that there are these tapestries on the wall that depict a butterfly. Which is, everyone can give me a culture check.
It's a magical butterfly.
You say that. Let's see what happens with that culture check. This is related to religion, if anybody has anything that can lower the DCs on that.
I got a 21.
21 for TJ. What about you, Vorag?
8.
8. Kaz. 11 for Kaz. I'm going to come over because Emily looks like she's still fishing for dice. So I'm going to come over to Calix.
I mean, 20.
20. And you're going to know this automatically
Yeah.
anyway. Bruce.
14.
14. And a Skelkin Shore.
12.
12. Anybody over 10, this is definitively a symbol of Desna. Desna is a deity and is one of the goddesses of dreams, luck, stars, travellers. There is a centre of worship on Alstom Station, as well as places like Castravel, Idari, Triaxis. This is a galactic-wide deity. They are a lawfully good deity, and one that is worshipped by many people, and many in the Starfinder Society who would seek to travel and would want to be blessed on those travels. Many who would maybe follow the paths of trying to become an icon or a celebrity, following their dreams. And here on Koshoria, you would know, Calix, that Desna is the god of choice. This is a place where you know that dreams and reality merge, where the material plane meets everything else. And Desna is a strong force of good here, especially for your people and the transformations that they then go on throughout their lives. a lot of the depictions are of this butterfly, and there's a lot of pinks and blues, but sometimes there'll be pictures of family, and then it'll still have this symbol behind them woven into these silken tapestries. Yeah.
Yeah, probably welcome everyone in, get you all to sit on chairs that are possibly, particularly for the bigger members, a bit too small for you guys.
Oh, like the primary school chair.
Well, you say that, the chairs are actually normal size. These are for visitors. And so there are 3 chairs, and they would be of standard humanoid medium size. But apart from that...
I didn't realise you had such a large family.
Oh, did I never say?
I don't think you ever did.
Oh, no. So I'm one of 40.
40.
40, yeah, no.
Wow.
I mean, this is quite standard. I mean, well, I say 40. Originally, it was like 47, but, you know, some of us die. It happens.
How on earth do you keep up with birthdays and
Oh, you
Christmas?
celebrate all the time. It's really fun.
I
It's
suppose
like
it's one way or
at
another.
least every other week somebody's birthday, and then you've got all your cousins as well, and then aunts and uncles.
Which is just
It's
gonna be
always happy. Yeah. Oh no
It just powers down. The podcast that says Alex fell asleep.
Do you know all their names?
Yes.
What are they?
Sorry. Give me a recall knowledge check. The DC is 5.
I feel like it was some periodic.
Yes. I know all of them. 2.
Roll me a D100, please. Let's see how many you've forgotten.
God.
Moron!
This is, by the way, the set of dice that hit me. 62.
Roll again, please. I need it to be under 40. Damn it, Gravity. Why do you do that to me?
17.
17!
that's
You've
fine.
got 17 of them.
Few of them.
Oh, that's not great.
Oh, it's all right. But yeah, no. So I mean, this is why Dynatech originally sort of offered us protection, is because, like I say, some of us die. It happens. You kind of get used to it. Most of us make it though, and actually with the walls, it should be better. But I mean, yeah, that's yeah, it's a bit weird. Anyway, but yeah, no. So yeah. Big family, and they're all lovely, and they're all great, and
They're all-
actually, it probably is someone's birthday today.
Lovely. But they are like all on the walls, and they are just like, hi! And they are,
Really low ceilings, or are they just really close to each other?
yeah, they're just really
Quite
close. It's standard room size.
Very
This container
communal.
is probably like 15 foot wide by 20 foot.
Or
Yeah.
The walls are moving.
Wait a minute.
Put the flamer down.
Did you eat the wrong one? Oh no. She may have given you something if the walls are moving. Don't eat the purple-looking mushroom.
I ain't eating anything. I had a drink of water.
Okay.
What is the purple? Oh, no, I'm just gonna eat it.
Oh shit, do you?
Yeah.
Can you make me a fortitude saving throw, please?
Wait, drink
Yeah.
what?
Is that just
There's a purple.
It's a bit of purple mushroom.
is that
The Calix had just said that.
Why do you think we're hallucinogenic?
is that a flat roll?
No, it's a fortitude saving throw.
Well,
Oh, yeah, of course.
You a
God.
tall glass
Idiot.
of
So
water.
the thing they've been handing around is this like orange letters that they've handed to you guys. And this, what's that?
It landed on 17, then it rolled to a 3 for a total of 6.
Okay, cool. You are
It's not-
fatigued. If you can add that to your character sheet, please. And for the next hour, you are going to take a -2 to any attack rolls, ability checks, or saving throws that you make.
Well,
as you stop
Liability, mate.
tripping.
Why would it be on the table?
Oh
I
no,
don't-
it's for us because it's a delicacy. Like, I mean, I did this to DJ once. If you poof me, you get like a hallucino. Well, others races get a bit of a hallucinogenic. We're kind of used to it. I
it's
mean, we
great. I
poof
can
each
see
other
through
all
space
the
and
time.
time.
You okay there, TJ?
I'm just.
Don't talk to me.
Yeah, and with that, it's you watch as Rue's sort of like body relaxes, maybe like slumps in a seat, and it's just like, huh.
Feathers like really like rough. Like I've just been like come out of like a river. And like
I mean,
that.
we weren't intending on doing anything tonight, were we?
I mean,
Not now.
But
I mean, you guys can try the purple mushrooms if you want.
Don't do the
I mean, it's
purple mushroom.
delicate.
Judging by Ruth, I
Just
probably
look
will
over it.
stay.
Yeah, just
I
look
might
over it and be like,
abstain.
we're good.
Thanks, though.
Bruce? Okay. It'll be fine. It wears off.
Just get him his fucking magazine and he'll be alright.
put the bird dick down. But they are just handing, and you would notice like the kind of like visitor food, which a lot of them are like, yeah, we give this to a lot of the guards and a lot of the security forces, but we tend to eat this one. Do you know if you would like to experience some of it, that's fine. Just ask one of us. Otherwise, we won't actively try and feed you things that might alter your perception, because it's we know how bad that can be for other beings. And yeah, it's like, so one of them would speak up, and it would
Don't
be
poof us. There's a lot of us in the room.
I didn't plan on it.
it would
Teenage business his hands in his pockets.
Guru, who was the one that brought you in, who is this, they're like mostly blue, but they have hints of green, and they have these like large black eyes, and they're like, Calix, how come you back? It's great to see you. What do we owe the pleasure?
I gotta sort of look around a little bit, just here for visiting, really. I just wanted to make sure that things were all right here.
Oh yeah, they're great. They're even better now you're back. What's it like having a job?
Oh, okay. Thanks. Yes.
What's it like having a job? Well, can I have my mini, please?
Yeah, you absolutely can. Oh, are we going for a?
I'm going for a red stick here. Now that I got my job, I'm beautifully sculpted, long flowing, hard guns here. Beautiful, long, elegant. This is what 3D printing for you can do if you go to Warrior Prince 3D. And that's who really employed me. Check out their Instagram, Warrior Prince 3D.
What was that, Calix? Warrior Prince 3D?
Warrior Prince
Press it,
3D
please.
also on Instagram. And to show you how flexible and beautiful I am now. Look, it's great. It's beautiful.
Yay!
I mean, fair fucking play to you.
That is 3.
Can I have also the second one, which was the Instagram for Warrior Prince 3D?
got
So that's
that. So that was 1 there, and then there was.
Can I
3
spend these
there.
to stop that from happening?
Absolutely
I
not.
can't help but feel that would have been a total waste if anyone else picked that up.
You can keep it in front of you. It's fine.
Alright, I'll have him on my tea.
James
That way, if you
gets
drop it, it's not my fault.
Just wait till I have the last one.
I realised what my banter section was going to be about. It was going to be about how I've not done first roll of the day and if we have daily habits. And I panicked and went straight into food. So I forgot what I was going to talk about. I've seen the dice right there. Anyway, what's it like having a job?
Oh, it's so good. I mean, it's good. It's very different. You know, you get to see all these kind of different races and different people, and all the walls are metal. I mean, I know,
Like here! And everyone's like here!
yeah. But no. Yes and no. There's glass, and the walls are huge, and they're sometimes not, and sometimes they glow, and sometimes there's lots of stairs. People really like. Most races can't climb.
This same
They
one
have
with
to have stairs.
this hat on that gave Ruth things like tugs on your clothing. What's space like?
It's really. For once, I'm going to use this bloody spell. I can't get rid of. I hate it. Illusory starfield.
Fucking chose them.
I can't get rid of this.
Oh, is it part of a decimal
It's
thing?
part of the decimal thing, and I cannot get rid of this spell.
Oh, you found a use for it now.
I found a use for it, so I will cover the root. So, this is illusionary starfield. So, I'm gonna look down at her and going to go. My magic's got so much better, but space. And I'll open my hands and have the silk threads come between, and I'm making different various shapes of sort of like galaxies and constellations. And as I'm doing that, across the ceiling, it replicates the different. So I'll do first like the drift edge space, with all the blues and the purples, and then I'll close it again and reweave it out into a different shape, and it'll be some of the suns, and instead of the sort of violet purple sun that we're used to, it'll be a lesser K-type star.
We're still in the
orange.
science jargon.
One of the orange, like Sol,
Shut up, nerd.
K-type star. And then all the planets weaving around it and showing all the stars going across, and then I'll close it and I'll try as hard as I can to make Absalom Station. It's going to look like an AI generated. Like, the more you look at it, you're more like, I can't really make out what that is, but it's sort of there.
Yeah,
the weaving's a little bit.
That's Absalom Station.
And then.
First Islam.
And then I'm also going to try and reweave it again, and then I'm going to show the void and the darkness, and this is the dark tapestry. It's amazing what's out there. There's so many cool things. I mean, it's scary.
So,
It's amazing.
what I will let you carry on in a second. The first thing that happens as you show space, everyone's like, ah, oh, it's like a firework display in the UK. Everyone's just like, ah, ooh, ah.
Right in the garden.
That's Parliament.
And then you bring up Absalom Station, everyone like, whoa, you live there? And then one of this little girl's just like, that looks like a mighty big place to live. Just like deadpan. And then you bring up the dark tapestry. And I think for the rest of you, this is probably the first time you've seen this type of iteration that Calix brings up, which I imagine is like what you sort of know, but also your artistic imagination for what it is. And you're like, that's some pretty dark shit. There are like shadows moving in it, maybe, and like creatures that you can't quite make out, but you know they're there. And the rest of the Decima are like, and like, one of them's just like, you've been through, you've seen the dark tapestry.
Yeah, we went through, but open it again. And then I'm going to show like the angel and things like the broken off bits of worlds. There's so many things out there. It's not just empty. I mean, I know it's all the gaps and the darkness in between, but there are so many things out there, and they're fascinating and they're cool, and it's not just darkness out there. And then I'll open it again and I'll do it back to a normal starscape to calm everyone down a little bit, sensing that everyone's a little on edge. And sort of go, how much can I do this with the generals?
You know, like Final Fantasy VII,
Illusionary
when like, you go into Cosmo Canyon, you go up into like the top of the observatory, and then like it shows you like the Mako energy and stuff. That's like how I see this, but inside an ISO container.
It's unfortunately I can only do naturally occurring space and phenomena, because I was going to try and attempt to do the inside of Absalom, but it probably won't work. So I'll just try and make a vague attempt at a pattern in the silk, but it will completely fail on the so. But everyone lives, or not everyone, but loads of people live in this beautiful and amazing place, and it's Absalom Station, and it's got a huge crystal at the middle, and it's so beautiful and it's bright, and you see so many things and so many races, and you have so many experiences, and it's not all good. There is bad out there, and I'm starting to learn that, but there's a lot of good. Look at these people that I've met. Look how cool they are.
And they're just like, eyes are just like turned to you. Some of them are smiling, some of them are like mouths agape that are just like, oh my god. One of them, that you would know to be called Rassar.
Well, I did remember.
One of them that you do remember. They are the eldest sibling. And they would come across who's like, Calix, what happens if you die in the Dark Tapestry and past this world? That's so dangerous. And you can see he looks worried. And it's just like, is it worth it for that? Like, surely, please be careful.
I've always got the silk from everyone here. I mean, I weaved it into the yellow jacket and everything. Don't worry, I do have everyone, so I won't get lost in the tap. I've always got my silk to get me home. I know it's dangerous, and yeah, it's been a bit weird at times. There's an entire fleet of dead people out there. Oh wait, no, they're fine. I mean, they're
They
not
look
fine.
horrified.
We only had we defeated them. It was fine, wasn't it?
And then sort of like, you defeated an entire fleet of people.
Oh god! No, it was okay.
Yeah, I mean, we could show you, and I think TJ will get up his cut of their first adventure and kind of like get whoever wants to gather around can have a little look at it.
And there is this moment where they're like, some of the older siblings are like, hey, come on. Rashad wouldn't, and Garou will stay near you as well. But the younger ones are like collated in, and you can show them the footage, and some of the like sort of like middle-aged larval style Decimar are like, whoa, and like looking around and see you all in this armor and stuff, and like, yeah, taking part in adventures. And you see Calix like doing like the soul flare that you do, and solar flare that you do, and like all of this magic, and they're like, Calix, whoa, and like, I want to do that, and then some of them are like, I'm Calix. Yeah, and they just, some of them are just overwhelmed with this amazing awe for you. Others look worried and are like, hey, please don't die. It looks dangerous, come home. And other ones are blasé about it. But Rashar and Garou are like, so is it your adventures that bring you back here? Your job? You said you wanted to check that everybody was okay, but I mean, we're fine.
I'm gonna, while most of them are looking at the video over there, I'm gonna just say it quite quietly to two of them. I'm like, I might want to talk to you guys later.
Yeah.
Away from the others. I don't want to worry the others.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Once we've got the younger ones in bed, we'll, Rashara and I will stay around. We'll, we don't...
We'll talk outside in the fields or something. Well, call me up maybe. But these guys are trustworthy. I can trust them.
I wouldn't expect any less. I would imagine that anybody that you would bring home would be
also,
friends.
have you seen... try not to maybe mention too much that we're here. In fact, everyone, try not to mention too much that we're here. There's a... we're trying to just keep this slightly on the down low. Don't want to get too overwhelmed or anything.
Oh, that's fine. I mean, news travels around the town pretty fast. I imagine that most people know that you're back by now. However,
Cool.
yeah, I mean,
Calix return!
we don't get many people walking through the gates at night time, so.
Yeah. But yeah, no. Let's just celebrate for now. It's just nice to be home.
Yeah.
Honestly, the food out there is terrible. All the leaves are really old.
Oh, and with that,
I made you salad.
Oh no, TJ, your salad is really good. TJ, no. But honestly, have some of this. It's so much better.
and with that,
in the cheeks.
the rest of the next few hours are spent with, you say that, and like, Rashad gets some of the younger ones to go off and pick certain bits from the hydroponics and to bring you plates of food, and some of them are like beets and root vegetables that are given to you that are just sweet and really, really filling, and other ones are these like light, crispy salads. Obviously, you can have as many hallucinogenics as you guys want, but there are going to be effects if you do decide to eat those ones. Except for
How
you.
you doing?
Am I still fatigued?
I would say it's probably been about an hour by
Cool.
now, and you can knock that one off.
Yeah, well, alright, actually. Yeah,
Not
good.
very long.
Do you want another one?
No. Maybe I'll have one later.
Do you pocket one?
Yeah.
Cool. Can you add that to your character sheet, please?
Yes, I
Just
can.
under custom items. Just put
Are
mushroom.
they
Hallucinogenic
fresh or
mushroom.
dried?
Purple mushroom.
Oh, they'll be fresh.
They're pretty fresh. But yeah, people bring you food and water and anything that you sort of need over the next sort of few hours. And then as things quieten down, you're shown to one of the upper, it'll be the middle actually, container. And they have to clear some of the flowers away from the ladder because they're not used to people using them. And you go up into it, and what you see on the insides of the walls are all of these like silk cocoon pods that are just stuck to the walls. And at the same time, there are these other Decimar that are like weaving really quickly and have put together like most of a set of hammocks for each of you. With this particular room, there are about 16 pods on the wall. and then they put yours into the corners and across the middle, so there'd be one in each corner, then one across the middle. Calix, we imagine that you'd want to just be back in a pod.
Yeah.
If you guys need to lie flat, then these are all yours to use for the night. And then Rashad would be like, you want to talk. We can go outside, we can go downstairs, we can ask the youngsters to leave. What do you want to do? And I assume that you're all coming along as well. Yeah. Yeah, and they kind of like push the last few kids. Are like, go on, get out of here. And you guys sit in this hydroponics room. Maybe like little cups of warmed vegetable water, teas, herbal kind of teas, stuff like that. Yeah, sometimes like, you know, like a vegetable that's been used to stir, like beetroot tea or something.
Delicious.
Space beetroot tea.
I would drink that.
Yeah, same. I would as well.
You're not enjoying your wisteria tea, Vorog.
Delicious.
It's a bit like a meat Vorog. But you wanted to speak. What's going on?
So you. There is no one here, is there?
I mean, there's us.
I mean, how is life since Dynatech came in?
Well, I mean, pretty good. We've got everything we need. They, you know, keep the walls safe. They give us everything that we need in terms of farming materials to grow things like this, like all the hydroponic stations and stuff. And whenever a Screeshire kind of swoops in, they defend us against those big monstrosities. Yeah, I mean, they seem to be pretty good. How come?
They may not be quite how we picture them or think of them. Has anyone gone like? So I went to Absalom Station, but has anyone else left?
The 17 whose names.
Oi! That again.
Harry, Barry, Gary, and Larry.
Oh, Sally.
Nixon, Dixon.
Pricks him.
How long's it been since you've been gone?
I'd say it's probably nearing a year.
I mean, obviously, when they first came in, I think we lost a few people to beast attacks and setting up the outer perimeters of these walls, but nobody that, apart from you, left. We haven't seen anybody go missing. We've had the usual people go missing on their journeys of growth and of their transmutative journeys, but that's a standard kind of thing. That's the whole point. Is that journey is dangerous, and that you take it when you think you're ready. But I mean, I haven't seen anybody or know of anybody that's gone missing. Why is?
Silk on Absalom, Decimel silk on Absalom is becoming rather frequent, in a way that seems almost unnatural for the amount that we could produce, certainly here. And I mean, you. This is a bit disturbing. So, are you both ready?
Yeah.
TJ, you have the footage.
I do. Sorry, chaps, and I'll get up the image of the silk farm.
Okay. I think with that, they sort of look at it for a minute, and they. To begin with, they sort of watch it, and they don't really understand what they're looking at. They're like, "Yeah, I mean, that's a silk farm. What are they wearing? Do you recognise any of that? No. Is that here? I don't think so." And they're sort of like talking to each other, and they're watching, and it's not until maybe like 20, 30 seconds in, they're like, are they being force fed? And then like you see like these cowls that are over the top of the ones in the this whatever battery farm it is has like a tube directly to where the mouth would be, and they are just like almost like those like balls like moving for it cartoon style, and then they are just like silk coming out the back of them, and it's just going onto spindles, and then that's going off somewhere else, and they're like, this is not how it works here. I mean, we couldn't produce that much. I mean, we work around the clock, but we get shifts and we can produce all day, every day, but we take it in turns, and it looks nothing like that. Where is this?
That's what I'm trying to find out. This is something that could potentially be our future. Dynatech, TJ, my friend here, he's a Hastoki.
Hello.
Hi.
I mean, really, it's your story to say if you want to.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine, Calix. I was grown in a laboratory. I am.
What's that?
It's that science place. I wasn't born. I was made, I think is the best way to describe it.
Like an egg?
No. Calix, have you got a tube on you?
Eggs are born, right?
I believe so.
If anyone's got a tube.
I assume I can find some sort of like tube-like vegetation, like grass or wheat, and I'll give that to you.
So this is a tube, and I like take like a little like.
I mean, we know how it works.
Catch them.
You lay the eggs, you fertilise the eggs.
No, except that I skipped that bit, and I was sort of gestated artificially.
Oh, like the plants, and they point to the hydroponics. Like you plant the seed and then it grows.
Kind of, yes. But essentially, I'm a race that didn't exist before. So I'm new, and they've done lots of tests and things, and quite horrible things that do keep me up at night now to other Hastoki, and made us basically to serve, and have taken away all, well, we never had any rights or freedoms or anything that would allow us to be individuals. If we show personality, we are bammed.
Well, that just sounds... How can anybody treat anybody that way? That's awful.
This is Dynatech. This is the same company. It's weird, I know, because they've done a lot here. They have protected us. I mean, only having 7 siblings die is pretty good. We've done pretty good, but it's not right. And I fear that we could end up becoming like this. We could end up becoming like whoever's on these videos, and I want to know who's on these videos, and Dynatech is hiding a lot of things, and there are good people in Dynatech, it's not all bad, but the people running it are maybe not the best, and we're here to make sure that at least we don't fall into something like that. We also may be slightly on the run. That's...
Slip that in there.
On the run?
Don't worry!
I don't know what you mean.
Try not. Is there a big? They're called chocolatas.
Epo?
Yeah. Probably best to we don't try and gain his attention too much.
Okay, I mean they're lovely. They're really nice.
They are.
They help us loads.
With
Everything. We ask for something, they get it. They've just had to send a lot of their people away, actually.
Oh yeah, that's because of us.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, they told us not to worry that we'd still be safe, but Epo and Neymar has stayed along with the other elders, leaders of their particular areas, like Caseopia North, South, East, and West.
Fucking great.
But I mean, if you don't want to draw attention, then we can do what we can to keep them away from you. But we like them. But are they bad?
We don't know.
You don't want to
With
say
our
for
experience,
certain.
yes.
If they find us, it'll be bad.
Oh.
In maybe like a day or so.
Yeah, I mean, for the moment it might be all right, but we're not here for very long, and
Oh.
in Verity, I actually probably shouldn't be telling you any of this because this is actually putting you in danger.
What?
Spoilers.
And it's like
God.
Goro that's like this like really happy chirp. I was like, what? And Rashad doesn't say anything.
It's best not to repeat what we're saying.
Okay.
Forget what I said.
No,
You didn't see it.
I want you to know because you two are the most responsible of everyone. You two are the you looked after me as well and everything.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I want you to know because we want to find what's going on here. We want to stop this, but I also don't want to worry everyone. I don't want to cause panic.
Okay. Well, I guess you're right. I mean, we're still happy to look after you now, and you're one of the brothers and sisters of this home, and we're just happy to have you back. If there's anything we can do, we will do what we can. I mean, I can have a look around. Me and Rochelle are back on the silk farms tomorrow. We can show you around or have a look around. If there's anything you need to know about anywhere, then we can try and help you out. I mean, the security forces are sort of everywhere. They kind of stay on the walls and keep everyone protected and kind of take it in turns. And yeah, so it's going to be hard to, you guys aren't, and they point to the rest of you and are like, are not exactly
Yeah.
not going to stick out.
Disguise.
I mean, if you could, if you can get some of the Dynatech clothing, you probably could get away with that. I mean, we don't wear them, but I mean, they probably have them in the stores or within their
I can
their
change
rooms.
my face.
I,
Might look a bit weird with my body though.
it may be.
Little face.
I mean, there are loads of different types of people that work with them, so I don't think that will be a problem.
If you guys get Dynatech clothing, I mean, I'm happy to distract people and be like, hey, look, I'm here.
I mean,
But
we
then
can
if
try and
you
get you
guys
some.
want to, like, yes.
I don't
mean, that
think
won't
that
be
will
easy.
save us if we are having an actual team sent out for us. They're going to send the message back quite quickly that we've left. They're going to know who to look for regardless of whether we're wearing Dynatech clothes.
We've got a day or two ahead of them.
Well, I mean, what if we go and try and get you some?
Mm-hmm.
That way, I mean, you guys don't have to step foot outside until.
I mean, I won't be wearing Dynatech clothes, that's for certain.
But I mean, surely they let you in.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, at this point, yes, they probably
They-
would.
To all areas.
I don't believe we've got a couple of days.
Guys, I've got an idea. Has anyone ever seen that film Three Amigos with Chevy Chase?
You said that, I thought the Disney version.
Maybe I don't mean to say this in like bad taste, but could we make disguises out of like silk?
I mean, I weaved you a hat, so yeah, I can weave you something else. But
Yeah. Maybe Dynatech uniforms out of silk.
All three of the, I think the Decimar are like,
A lot of silk, buddy. A lot of silk.
A lot of hardened materials like resins and stuff that go into their armour. Colour, it's a lot of black.
if these two can actually get some actual Dynatech armour stuff for now.
Well, we don't know where we're not allowed to go
No.
yet.
So
If we
I
come
mean,
across an area where we can't
yeah.
go, then we will look for something.
exactly. I think get as far as we can under the assumption that we are meant to be here, and then if it starts getting a little bit sketchy, then we can disguise up.
With that, if there's nothing else for the rest of the night that you guys want to do, you guys can be put up for bed and board and can have a full long rest. If there's anything that you need to mark off spells or anything like that, please do click those buttons. Is there anything else throughout the night you guys would like to accomplish?
I would probably keep an eye out just in case one of the other Decimar have told anyone that we're here.
Okay.
Just because we've told two of them that we need to lay low doesn't mean it's gone round that we need to lay low.
It's gonna be that little girl in the cowboy hat in it.
Yeah. There's a rooster man up there.
I think, obviously, Wrenn with you as well is just like, I think that's not a bad shout. I forgot I was here, to be honest.
Oh, where did you come from?
There's not
Very
2
quiet.
monks in the thing. Stealth. Yeah, that's not a bad shout, Vorog. And that you and him can both make perception checks. Natural fucking 20.
Woo, woo, woo.
Natural 19.
For a total of
19.
fail. You got 0 in perception. Right, I was going to say.
No,
it's
he
like,
didn't. Tell him what you rolled.
13
There you go.
plus 6.
So it's not natural.
It's
Unnatural.
Unnatural magic.
do we have to teach you how to TTRPG?
Yeah.
You take one quick holiday.
Honestly.
29
the vest
on
these days.
Ren's side there.
Wow.
And
Sees into the next continent.
yeah, fucking too right he does. He's like, look, I think Vorog and I have pretty much got this if everybody else needs their rest, but and he pulls out these like binos and stuff, and like he'll sit in like the second floor and he like just watches, and between you and him probably watch for the entire night, and nobody seems to come by, nobody bothers, there's no like commotion outside, there's nothing that really seems out of place for a town.
Can I make a culture check to see if anything's changed now I'm lower to the ground?
You absolutely can.
14 plus 2, 16.
The structures now that you can see from ground level are clearly not designed. Oh, hang on, wait. It's a really awkward thing because they built these walls around this area and they've just put a load of containers in them. They're not like in rows or anything, they're like just everywhere, like higgledy-piggledy, like wherever they could fit them. There is definitely one in particular, and I'm actually just going to put a map on the table, to be honest. So, you are in K1 and you would be over here in this building in particular and around this side in this tiny little courtyard area here. There is this one building over the other side of the river that, I mean, you don't miss it. Every now and again you see the golden light of a shakalata passing a window, or then, you know, you then don't see it for like 8 hours. And then as morning turns up, you watch as they're leaving their abode, and there'll be somebody else that maybe comes and knocks them up or something, and you can see them like putting on a jacket. They're not wearing armour. They've probably got like armour in their hands, but they're just like carrying it. And they're just like smiling at people. You can see them like waving and like, not like I'm a celebrity, oh I'm the best. It's more just like general morning greetings. They smile heavily and they cast this like beautiful bright light in a 10-foot radius around them, this natural ability, and yeah, they stand about 7 foot tall. They've got this elongated yellow head. They are made of energy, but yet they are wearing clothing on top of that. Apart from that, you'll also notice that around the walls, in these like guard towers that you can see situated all the way around these, especially the ones that are on K1 North, these change every sort of 4 hours, and 2 guards will be in there, or 2 security officials, and then one will change over after 2 hours to somebody else, and then the other person changes over. So there's constantly somebody alert and in there. And you imagine that is probably why, on your approach, somebody was so alert that they saw you and managed to get a floodlight on you and then, you know, bring you in safely. As for everything else, particularly from K1 where you are, there's not much else that you can see, although as dawn arises, the gates are opened, and I think from where you are roughly, you would see through this gap here to sort of like down towards K2, and obviously there's this like mile of meadow field that is like half crushed grass and trodden dirt where ships have been landing, but also some of it's still like mottled patches of wildflowers and stuff. And there are Decimals that go out and pick flowers and go and have a look at stuff. Some of them leave and go to other districts and other areas around. You watch as Rashar and Garo, they leave and go, it would be across to the right in towards K3, but then they come out of sight as they go behind the building. And, yeah.
Okay.
Overnight, I would like to have a little closer look at the Silk Farm footage, please. And I might ask Kaz's help with this as well. So I don't know, I've got something niggling at me and I just want to see if I can just get it out my system.
What is it?
I want to see if we can enhance this a little bit, and if you could look out for anything like augmented about these creatures, and I want to see if I can find anything that indicates lab interference, or like the market, like anything like in the footage that would say like the Dynatech science department.
Oh, what if
to
we
it.
come all the way here and
Yeah.
it's just a fucking floor and
Yeah, just gone like a few steps further. That's what I'm trying to look for.
It could be fake footage.
Could be fake footage.
It could be just like, oh, these are the plans of what we want to do.
Hashtag fake news.
Oh, that's what.
Though honestly, the amount of times I was made to tweet that out.
Can you give me a? You can do computers as an
Yeah.
aid.
Alrighty.
Let's pass that first,
Okay.
and then you're going to give me a perception check. But you can add your corporate agent feat thing here to.
So it lowers it by 5.
Yeah. This is going to take it down to a 10.
It's 14.
Have you got help from me with computers though?
Yes, so
Because I
automatic
just
pass, because you've got a plus like 10 in there anyway, so it's a plus 1. DC's lowered by 5. So DC 10, and depending on how far past it, like in 5, so 15, 20, 25.
I got a 19 on perception.
Cool. So you are 1 stick over the finish line, if we say in poo sticks.
Great game.
I don't know what I just said. If you say in poo sticks, I try to pass it off like it's a common saying.
Obviously, yeah. How are we measuring this? Oh yeah, poo sticks.
Fucking idiot.
It's our next Patreon thing. We're just going to play Poo Sticks.
I haven't played poo sticks in years.
Have you
I
not?
love poo sticks.
We are going to find all the best bridges to play poo sticks
Yeah.
on.
it's really only entertaining when you shout poo stick.
Have you ever done it with ducks? Like
Yes.
yeah, it's so fun with the rubber
Yeah.
ducks. And you put like different numbers on the bottom of them because then when they go in the
Yes.
bridge, you
Like
lose
what?
them. And
Duck racing.
Duck
So-
races.
Have you seen the
Oh,
poo sticks?
yeah,
Been
yeah,
to
yeah.
the duck race in Lowe.
I've been to the duck races. I put money on it. I have a
So like
gambling
they just
problem.
go. out
That's what we're here for. To fund
6
it.
years later, they're like end up in the Antarctic.
Duck race.
What I want is that.
That's who wins, is who gets to live to the Antarctic first.
Yeah.
What I want is a frozen duck in the ice in a millennia that's like fallen out. People are like, what is this creature? But so you get the pass, you get the plus 1. It's a 19 total. First thing you see is that augmentation-wise, absolutely, these cowls are like sewn into their heads. That is a feeding tube that goes down the esophagus and into their stomach. They are directly fed. There are other augmentations that seem to offer them other nutrients or keep things moving. They are on treadmills that like move slowly so they get movement in their bodies, but not too much because the thread still has to come out smooth. The threads go onto reams that are then mixed with like 4 other ones from the same line, which you now start to realise is probably why there was such a mix in there. It does seem very sterile. Very close together, very... I would say definitely lab style, but it's also, you know, each individual like pen is still just bars. They can still reach out and touch each other, but then you just see like the arms are limp, and they are just like plodding along, and just being force fed while silk is just pulled out the back of them. Do with that as you will.
It's not great, is it?
No, it doesn't really give them as much of a lead,
No.
but it could still be somewhere here.
It could be, and it might be that maybe this is prototype stages. Because I mean, if given what I saw on R&D floor as anything to go by, they are constantly striving for improvement.
Well,
Can I
yes.
overhear their conversation?
Well, I mean, I imagine that you guys are all in the same room.
Fuck off, Vorog.
It's me, Rogan.
Right, me bitch.
I'm going to let that be up to you guys, because unless you've specifically said, "Hey, Kat, hey mate, come look at this footage for me."
I think TJ probably has taken Kaz to the side a little bit, because
Okay.
mainly because he doesn't want to distress Calix if they find anything, and also is still really pissed at Vorag.
So I'm going to leave that up to you guys as to whether or not you include Vorag, or if you're trying to like, if he's in the same room and you're trying to shy away from him. You know, you tell me where you are.
I think I'm not being blatant about it.
Yeah.
I'm keeping it a little bit hush.
Yeah, I think just keeping it down low. So if anyone eavesdrops, that's on them.
So give me a sense motive check then. Let's see if
6.
6. No, you don't realise that they've gone off to a corner. Maybe you and Wrenn are just still like.
Nice.
I think for you and Wrenn, you're probably like logging data at this point, being like, okay, they're obviously doing a standard watch. They're doing a change. We know that the gates are open when the sun's up and when the sun goes down. We know that, and like, I think for you two, this is a chance to really like solidify that data. Anything from you guys over here?
I guess I'll be with you, just hanging around.
Yeah, you can. I'm probably going to go a floor down to where the younger ones are,
Okay.
and I'm gonna sit on the wall in a bag, in one of the silk bags. And I don't care if it's past their bedtime. I'm probably just going to be like telling them stories.
Well, this
and
is
stuff.
morning time by now.
Oh, is it more? This was supposed to be the night.
Oh, okay, yeah, you can tell them.
And just
during
be
the night.
like telling them stories and just catching up.
Yeah,
That's it. Just
they
catch
will-
up with family, tell them stories.
You don't mind me
ask
being
questions.
there, do you?
I will actually use you as like examples, and I'll probably be like telling them stories about you.
I once saw a head explode. I once took a purple mushroom. Anyway.
So, Bruce, here, look how big his sword is. His sword is as big as some of you.
Really? You try.
I pull out my sword.
Honestly.
Early morning comes. Vorog and Wrenn don't see anything suspicious through the night. Remember, like, sure, I don't think there's anything really to worry about at the moment. There's not any sirens or klaxons going off. Nobody's really approached the building. They obviously know we're here, but they don't seem to care. So information of your escapades obviously hasn't reached. I would estimate anywhere between 2 and 6 days for information to get this far. It's usually how long it takes the Starfinders to get it to me, and I don't think Dynatech will be any different.
Cool. So at worst we have tomorrow, and at best we have 5 days from now. So
What to search all for?
yes.
Well, I don't think that's going to be too hard. I think that if we are going to skulk around and try and get information or evidence on anything, or try and find anywhere that's these farms, that could be a potential first place to look. Obviously, we want to see where less people tread. We want to see where maybe has heightened security. We want to see maybe we may have to meet with some of them and see what, if we think they're lying. But I'm going to leave that up to you. I'm merely here to collect the evidence.
Is there any underground passages, Calix?
Give me a recall knowledge check, please. You can use, with this survival, you could use history or culture. You could use anything that would give you knowledge of your past.
I hate this dice so much.
Stop using them.
I can't. It is
what it is.
No, the Frosties, both sets of my Frosties hate me with deep depth.
This hasn't changed, has it? This is
No, my
an
Frosties are
ongoing battle.
always.
Stop it, Frosties.
Stop it.
I will probably go with culture then, so that's a 15 altogether.
There are creatures that burrow here. Going underground isn't really a Decimar thing, and when you make the transformation to the instar form, there's a reason they have wings.
Yeah.
Although there are creatures in the sky, because of the nature of this planet, there are creatures in the sea, there are creatures in the ground, there are beasts in the forests and
We
the
are
jungles.
very much like on the lower end of the food chain here. But
And I suppose that's what Dynatech protect you from.
I mean, they legitimately do that.
Have you ever seen any of these animals, like these monsters?
Yeah. I mean, you had one yesterday.
We heard.
I mean, I have seen them.
I mean,
I
he raises a
assume
good
I
point.
have seen them.
You have, especially when Dynatech first came.
Yeah.
First.
But then, so
Look at
did...
these things we introduced to protect you
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know that they've been around for longer than Dynatech.
Yeah.
But they enraged them. Calix, can you ask your family about the hut over just around the river bend, just over the river bend?
Just round the river.
Yeah, sorry.
Vorog is a Disney princess.
Come back and he's all like,
Look at this stuff, isn't it neat?
I got a gun and another gun.
Calix, isn't this tapestry complete? I'm a vest that has everything.
Oh, well, there's a t-shirt, like a L'Oreal vest headphones, like I'm a vest that has everything.
Trademark that.
Yeah, well, as the other two have gone over, I'll grab another sibling.
Yeah.
Which
What's their name?
Oh, yeah, give me a recall knowledge check. This is a straight d20. Let's see if you know who this one is.
Dave.
Hey! 18!
Ettrick.
Ettrick. Hey, Ettrick! Hey!
Oh, hey, Calix.
Hey!
Sorry, I was working last night, but I heard that you came back.
No, it's alright. Where are you working, by the way?
Oh, I work over in K3.
K3?
Caseopia West. I work. We all do. We all produce silk.
Yeah, no, of course. Yeah, no, I was wondering, well, actually, my friend here was wondering, you know, the hut across the water?
Epo Neymar's place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What goes on there?
That's where they live. They have to sleep at some point, just like the rest of us. As far as I'm aware, the rest of the security forces tend to have places within the towers that they sleep in groups. But Epo and Neymar has their own container that they sleep in. Their own home. It's lovely. Really, really nice. They've adapted to our culture really quite well. They seem to love the artwork, and they are very spiritual, actually, which is really kind of fitting with Andromeda and with the kind of theragistic lifestyle that we try and lead when we grow. Andromeda you would know as the Elder Decimire.
I was about to say, large system we've jumped to if it's Andromeda's system.
No, Andromeda is the name of the Elder Decimire.
Yeah, no, that's... Thank you so much.
That's all right.
Yeah, no, we were thinking of having a walk around. So everyone's over in K3. Do many people take a visit to K1 or K2? South or
I mean,
west, east?
K3 and K4, well, I say East and West tend to, because they would say Caseopia, East and West.
I just
I'm just doing it
realised
for the
that
map.
as soon as I said it,
It's
yeah.
more me doing it as well. Yeah, I mean, like, obviously, if you're not working in the silk production, then the other rest of us work over in the farms and get the hydroponics all ready for growth and everything. As for South, it's now just a storage place for silk and seeds, and essentially is just used as a place to hold the silk until the ships come and take them away. Yeah, a ship maybe every couple of weeks.
From south.
Yeah, but they land in the fields of flight.
No, I know. No, thank you. We might go and have a walk over there. Sorry, I see you've just come off shift. I'm so sorry to have bothered
No,
you.
you're fine. And they do look tired, but they're still like really happy and energetic.
Before you disappear, is there anywhere you guys aren't allowed or forbidden to go? Like restricted or just kind of shooed away from by the guards?
Not that I know of. I mean, I just, I live here and then I go to work and then, we're given everything we need. I've got nowhere else really to need to be honest.
Dark mirror.
It sounds very familiar.
And yeah, I just, I don't really know, to be honest. I've never,
Sorry.
I've never really thought about it, to be honest. I mean, since they've been here, we really don't need much.
Maybe you should think about it a little bit.
Yeah.
Just think about it.
Ask around, if anyone's had any moments where they've kind of been shooed or
Yeah, okay.
moved away from certain places.
Yeah, I'll ask around. It's not a problem.
Yeah, on the DT, on the down low.
Cool, thank you for DT.
Yeah, I realised after I said it, I was just going to hope it's
Keep it on the
no
DT.
one noticed.
Write a book!
Down there.
Yeah.
It's a vest thing.
Keep it up, down, well.
Aye.
I'm just going to write that down and who you've asked.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. The day's yours, guys.
We have a walk around. Do we want to stay together or?
Is it,
Thanks.
is it worth
Yeah.
talking to Andromeda?
Yes. It'd be nice to catch up.
Because if
It's
anyone's going to
been
know
a
anything,
while.
it'll be probably them.
Yeah. It's been a while. It'd be nice, actually.
Should we
I
make
think-
that our first?
How long has this Andromeda been your elder?
You would know this. You don't need to make the recall. Andromeda's been around for as long as you can remember. She has outlived most Decimar.
Oh, she's even older than Granny.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, she's like 17, I think.
Oh,
I
damn.
don't know. She had her birthday. Ah. It was a really big party. I remember that. I think it was 17. I don't know. Anyway, she's really lovely.
Don't know anyone who's reached 17. Oh,
I
God,
know.
blimey.
Yeah, I hope I get to live that long.
Me too.
If I have anything to say about it. Anyway.
What was that voice?
God, is that
Oh,
you?
Okay.
Daddy?
It was only 1 week off being 3.
Ettrick would be like, I think at the moment, like looks into the sky and you can see this like morning sky is a very light lilac, almost to blue. It is humid here, but it's not oppressive. The sound of people crunching leaves or walking across the dirt and the smell of fresh ground is really, really strong. It's very, very natural. There's not a cloud in the sky at the moment, and Ettrick would say, Andromeda should be over in early morning is there. They'll be heading over to east and having a look around the farms. I say look. She doesn't really see much anymore, but
Yeah, her eyesight was getting a bit bad.
yeah, it
last
went a
time.
while ago, and she needs
Yeah.
help getting around now. She doesn't have her wings anymore, but
Oh.
yeah, they fell off.
Oh. Yeah.
Fell off.
Jesus.
Missing a few limbs as well.
Smells
Yeah.
like janitor.
Oh, dear.
No, it have like it's really cool our adults.
It happens to us as we get older. We get very fragile, and
I mean, we look beautiful, but very easy to break.
but she's
I had an aunt who had both of her left wings off, and she flew around in circles.
I remember her. Everyone used to say, "Oh," there she goes again.
It's like a little party trick, and then we realised that she was actually mad.
The window's open. Go out. The window.
And then we never saw her again. Anyway.
So,
Yeah.
Let's go flying Andromeda, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's have a little chat.
Heading across to
East.
K4 across the east. Okay, so you begin to make your way out of the containers and start moving your way back towards the gate. There are some people coming back in from other districts that maybe have finished their nighttime silk weaving or farming, and other people like have now started going out. So you're like the last dregs of people leaving. There are Dynatech officials that just kind of nod and don't really say anything to you. They're just happy to let you by.
Morning.
Morning. You know, and they're just like going in and out of these towers and you can see them changing positions. Some of them are maybe like, they would have like little wash stations outside that they're putting like boots on and socks on, and the ones that are off duty are like out of armor and cleaning, sorting themselves out, doing basic admin stuff, while the other ones that are in the towers are very clean, very polished weapons and armor and clothing. Different races, some of them are human, a majority of them are human. There's like the odd Kasatha, there's the odd dwarf and or Lashunta, and it'd be like Lashunta Koshra, I think it is, which is not Koshoria. It's like the muscular Lashuntas. And yeah, you get to the front gate. The gate is fully open, like this blast door is up, and you can make your way across what is known to you as the Fields of Flight. There are some younger Decimar who maybe aren't at silk-producing age, like picking flowers and chasing butterflies and moths and other insect-like creatures, playing with nets and like throwing sticks in a river. Dropping sticks and watching them race down.
Beware of the space pikes.
Everything just seems lovely. It's just really, and this like blue dirt. It's strange to be on such a colourful soil, and then there are these flowers and grasses of yellows and orange, and then like white flowers at the top of them in these patches. You can see where ships have landed and have just decimated the ground beneath them with thrusters and with their huge landing feats. And you can probably tell, for those of you who are a bit more adverse in the way of ship travel, that these are cargo vessels that have landed here, so big footprints. But you are unchallenged. Nobody really says anything to you as you make your way across. Every now and again it's like, hey, they're funny looking people. And you make your way across to K.
We'll be giving you guys like random flowers I've found, and I'm like, this one tastes like garlic. Do you want to try it?
TJ's just putting them all in his behind his ears.
Here, do you want to try it?
Sure.
It's not bitter garlic.
Fatigue.
Probably not. I don't think Calix would feed you a hallucinogenic one. But you get across to this eastern compound, and it is just as big as Caseopia North, but there are less buildings here. Mm-hmm. You've seen it from the top, and he's shown it to the rest of you. There are these like small domes of glass or perspex or force field, basically greenhouses that you can see plants are grown in, and you can see Decimar picking seeds or like bits of pollen and then like cross-pollinating with things. And they've been shown how to farm them without the use of insects and without the use of other things, so they can self-sustain, but also be in control of their own supply. The Dynatech officials don't even give you a second glance as you kind of walk in, but what you do see is being held up by a younger install, probably around the same size as Calix, but not as old, probably pre-Silk age, is a different figure that looks frail. They are clearly, and Kaz, you would know this because there are like stumps of wings. There's like two on either side, but they are just gone, and then just that like nubbin that's left, which is like dried and shriveled. And that's like poking through a very large leaf-style tunic. They have what should be 4 arms, but 3 of them are missing, like the 2 on the left and the right lower. And it just looks, again, like a dried stump. Their legs are withered, and you can tell that they're really weak, and these compound eyes are just white. And they're being held along, and as you get to within about 30 feet, this head of this adult Decimar kind of cocks. Huh. Calix.
Hey, Andromeda!
And they turn around, and can everybody give me a perception check, please? Cocked. Thrown away.
Nice. The perception.
Yep. Let me know if it's over 25.
No.
28.
28. Anybody else over 25?
Yes.
So Skelkin and Kaz, along with you, Calix, because it's directed at you, hear a telepathic message. You know it's this because you hear it in your mind, you've heard this kind of thing before, but also their jaw is again withered and comes away, so they can't talk. You know that telepathic communication is quite common within the Decimar. Mind link is one thing that we need to retcon and go back to, because actually it's an instantaneous imagery that you get. But telepathic message is a whole other thing that they can do. And you hear, Calix, that is you. I can sense you. And with that, we're going to go to break.
Ooh.
So, those of you who are watching live, we'll be back in about 10 minutes. Podcast listeners, I'll cut out a big chunk, and one of us will say something about Warrior Prince 3D, who are awesome. I love them. You set it down the camera to get another one.
No, it's a one-time use.
Damn it, Steph!
Once you've done it, you've done it.
Have my dance on repeat.
Yeah.
Guys, we'll be back in about 10 minutes' time to see what happens here in Caseopia East. You have to keep checking the map. You've got it written in front of you.
Yes.
East side.
See you in about 10, guys.
Yes, sir!
West side.
Okay.
Because he's having a shit. Oh, no, sorry.
Oh, we're live! Oh!
We are live. Let's want some nice music while we bounce away. Let's I want some meaningful music.
So we have the DMCs.
And my last shit was probably around 5 o'clock. And to say that it was nothing more than fulfilling, you guys have really got to grab it by the balls. If you want to go out there and get it, you got to get it. You got to work for it. You got to wish it. You got to want it. You got to do it. How are you guys? When was your last shit?
That was really vulnerable,
I
Ian.
think
Thank
it was
you for
actually
sharing.
yesterday.
Yesterday?
Yeah,
Oh my god. And you drink coffee?
I do.
Yeah, I don't think I've had one today. Thinking that.
Eat some fibre.
Oh, that's not a thing for Jack. Oh, touchy subject. Oh, if it's not sugar or heavily processed carbs, man's ain't eating it.
I think we've had this conversation before. I'm like a horse in labour when it comes to
Horse in labour.
I'll only give birth if I feel. I won't go to a public toilet and do it.
No, can't
I'll
do it.
wait till I get home.
Yeah.
That's why I put
Safe
it off.
space.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah.
Taking a shit.
Oh, I do it at work, so I get paid for it.
Yeah. And I think that, like, because that's something you guys know about me is like I can't do that. Like having a poo in somebody else's house is one of my biggest fears and anxieties. To sit on somebody else's throne and crown.
Oh.
It's just not for me. I nearly black out. My head goes all circling withdrawal, wop, 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 and I could bean myself on the door if I were to shit at work. But for £3 a month, I would shit at Jack's house home. No,
It's like a weird term.
yeah, I
Thank you for sharing.
That's all right. I made a promise.
Emotional moment.
I made a promise you times to always share my bowel movements with you. And,
I always enjoy knowing.
5 o'clock today.
Oh, nice.
Pull the string.
Where to on the chart?
Oh,
What are you looking at me for?
you've probably got the Bristol stool chop on your phone.
Alright, don't judge. I do actually
that's
I do actually have it on my cloud file for whatever reason. Seems the pain
research
scale.
purposes.
One of my
Probably for
friends
my
used to
course,
have the Bristol
kind of.
stool shot on the back of the toilet door, so
I mean,
that you could
practical.
like, while you were doing it, you could like assess where you were on the Bristol stool shot and go, all right, I'm a bit of a runny yellow or something.
Is your friend Gillian McKeith?
Fucking hell.
Mickey.
So yeah, that's where we're at
She
with.
always put that shit in a Tupperware container.
Yeah,
And be
every
like,
time.
this is your shit. This is what an actual shit must look like.
What's that
This is
Jason
the shit
Manford
I
joke where it's
did
like, at some
earlier.
point she's eating a miserable bitch.
I think there's a Jason Manford thing where it's like there's two kinds of people, and they don't know the other one exists until it's pointed out. There's the first kind of person, the behind and pull. The second kind of person, through the legs and up. I'm a behind and pull guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%.
I'm really distressed by this whole conversation.
But yeah, it's a genuine like thing that they do. The whole audience is like looking at each other. There's partners that have been together for like 10 years, and they're like, yeah. What? I was like, you fucking savage! And it's just like the other one thinks the other one is just holy Satan's
Never considered
method.
it.
Yeah.
So drop in the comments which one you are.
Please on YouTube because we do need them. More views, more comments. Hell, if you're on the podcast, just listen to us talking about our last bowel movements. I'm really enjoying this music, like this inspirational music. Like, I really like this.
This is Radio Han.
Yeah.
Boring conversation anyway.
Radio bowels.
Only like
Easy
this
listening for
frequency.
ease me movements.
Next up, Lemmy Winks.
Let me winks. Yeah, but find your head to the small intestines. Now you'll be the Sparrow Prince.
I am the Catatafish.
I'm the Catatafish.
He's about to say.
This episode is sponsored by Prune Juice.
You just wait till we get to the period poops episode.
Yeah, that's
Too far.
probably the singular most
Sorry,
disgusting part of living is when you
I don't know what to do now. Ian's been outdone.
all three at the same time does happen, and it's you just feel so disgusting.
Yeah. It's like your body just turns itself inside out.
That just
Yeah.
sounds like contemporary art.
Do you know what? It's not far. It's not far. Do you know what? There was a postmodernist artist, I use air quotes, who literally had an installation where she lived under a bridge for 3 months and just menstruated. And that was art, apparently.
3 months of menstruating.
How did it bleed for 3 months and
Well,
not
no,
die?
it was 3 cycles.
Quite easily, actually.
It was 3 cycles, but she just kept going
Okay.
and not cleaning and just kind of free bleeding.
One other
Postmodernism is a plague.
a bit like that is
Are you going to spread the plague doing that?
Yeah.
a woman who she put wool up her vag every day.
Let's not go with the word ban.
Right, sorry. I don't know what else do you want me to
Listen,
say.
this is our time now. You guys should be like,
Oh my god, that's going to be like
this is our time.
And Ian's down.
Anyway, yeah, no, all right, her foof. She put
Oh, that's worse.
no, she got plunge on the wall.
Okay, so she
So
was
basically,
Kimbo.
every legs akimbo, plunge on the wall, up her foof. And basically she knitted this massive installation
There is no God anymore,
that was
Ian.
maybe about like 20 feet high and maybe about 6 feet wide. And she did it for a year so that, you know, sometimes it was red, sometimes it was white, sometimes it was a bit yellow. And she did that every day, just knitting out her foof.
Do you know what? There's a Decimar who definitely is doing that somewhere on this planet.
So, it's almost as good as the sketch on. Is it the Ricky Gervais one where he's the journalist in Afterlife?
Yeah.
And like they go around that woman's house and she's like making things out of her breast milk. And it's like, do you want to try the bread? It's like made from a vaginal yeast. Anyway, welcome back to this podcast where I genuinely so hard I got lightheaded. I don't know where to go with this conversation.
So many woman stuff. God, calm down.
But this is the thing, you outdid me. Like, usually I've got no problem talking about it, but I know nothing, nor do I want to, like, offend you guys, nor do I want to be, like, mansplain your periods to you. I can't. So I don't know what to do or what's appropriate. So I'm just like, yeah, I either go super inappropriate, or I have to just go, shut down. Yeah, this Ian went into boom.
I always just think of the Twilight sketch. Would have been a very different film.
She's there. I mean, in all fairness, girls, vampires are your boys, right?
Anyway,
Roadmen don't stop for red lights. As we left the party.
I think Emily's here in body but not spirit.
Oh, me too, kid. Me too.
Mr. Napkin face.
That's the thing of my nightmares.
I only saw that for the first time like last year, and I pissed myself laughing in Travasca's farm because somebody did it, and I was like, I have never seen that before. Love it.
It's safe to come out now.
It's it's safe to come out now, Emily. Oh my
so
god.
sorry.
So.
What's the chat like?
Oh.
Listen, this is female vengeance, okay?
Fair enough. I cannot say anything about it because I don't have a badge.
Oh, you said it was safe to come out.
Who uses that word?
Anyway, back on Koshoria.
Back on Koshoria, the party, the crew, along with old friend Vorog Kassar, and hopefully rejoining as the crew, and Agent Wrenn from the data files have made their way to Caseopia, the hometown of Calix, our mystic in the party.
Where?
They,
That's not what I'm going to do every time. Mr. Where?
yeah! That was just awful. Who does that?
Don't do that again.
Yeah, brah. And they we've lost it. This is all going to go to shit. And unchallenged, they are free to roam about. That you talk to Calix's siblings, Garo and Rashar. You show them the footage of these augmented Decimar that are being force-fed and forced harvested for silk in a sterile environment. You ask about Vorog, especially asked about off-limits places around here and being shooed away from anything, and one of the other siblings is going to go off and try and find out about that. But in the meantime, you guys make your way across to Caseopia East, or K4, I believe it is on the thing. I don't know why I keep looking over. I've got my own fucking
Sake, mate.
Can't get the GMs these days, can you?
Trade in.
Someone else just lost 5 hit points. And you go to find Andromeda, this older Decimar, who is one of the Decimar Instars, the adult form of Calix's people. They've been around for at least 17 years, and you see them for the first time, and you see them now a year on, maybe looking
She's
at...
lost another arm.
Yeah, was pretty limbless before, but now another arm down, wings completely gone, jaw doesn't work anymore, it's like withered away, and they can sense your presence with this blind sense that you know they have. And those of you who pass the perception check hear, Calix, it is you. I sense you. Welcome home.
Lady Andromeda! And I'm gonna walk up to her. I'm gonna offer her one of the flowers I've picked up in the fields and offer it to her. I'm gonna like put it in her one remaining hand.
As you go to place it in there, the hand comes up and grabs it.
Yeah.
And you can see that she's completely blind, but still manages to make contact with it. You're as thoughtful as the day you left.
Oh, thank you. It's really nice to be back, and this place has changed so much.
Safety in the walls and the confines of convenience. We work hard still, but... And then the fruits of our labour, and the hand kind of gestures out with this flower to the... What you can see is like these growing pods around you in this farming district of it, and you can see all the decimal working away.
Oh, it's really grown since I last was here.
Ah, yes, it has. And yet it hasn't in the same time.
Are you happy with things? Of how things are?
I am happy that we are safe from predators, but I wonder what the future holds. What brings you back, Calix? What brings you home, our bright shining star?
Just visiting, really? I mean...
Give me a bluff check on that.
Why are you lying?
Why are you
I
lying?
don't know her allegiance.
And are you saying this out loud or in your head?
Ooh, good point.
I didn't ask mine out loud.
I think this last reply will probably be in head.
Okay, cool. You guys hear Calix, Kaz and Skelkin, because you passed that perception check earlier, you hear all of this. For the rest of you, there's a weirdly silent gesturing and stuff like that. There's clearly some communication of some form going on, but you guys don't know. Yeah, you respond.
25.
Cool.
But why do you say, like, the future? What do you mean about that?
The future is ever changing. It flows and ebbs like the river that this town is built on. Some say its course can never be changed, but it changes itself on its own with enough time. Have we followed the path of the river, or is the river forcing us down a new path? Is the town part of our future, or is it part of a dam that diverts its course? Many things are seen when you don't see, but they gesture with this one arm to the rest of the area. Although content, I feel that growth has slowed.
I mean, this was something I'd worried about, is whether we're taking the right path. I mean, for sure Dynatech has given us protection and resources and look how far and how much they've taught us, but going out and seeing the rest of the stars and seeing the rest of everybody and everything, I realise how much we don't know, how much we don't realise, and there are so many influences outside that are going to affect us, and are we ready for that? Or are we just going to sit quietly on our little corner? Although I don't think we can anymore. But
The great tapestry weaves many pictures and many stories, past, present, future. You can only act on what you believe is right. You can only do what you feel you can. Yet, does looking too far forward change how we act? Or does not learning from the past change who we become? The great tapestry offers us many pathways, many potentials, but also protects and binds us to everything that's out there. Whatever has passed, whatever will come to be, will come to be. Some believe. But I believe you are here for a reason. And there's the one part of her mouth is like a crooked, gentle smile.
I'm not sure if our allegiance with Dynatech is good for us as a species. I've seen them do things. I've seen them harm others, and I fear that this potentially is the path that we could be on. I mean, I don't know, and this is the thing. I don't know how to see the future. I don't know how to predict where the river is taking us, because I mean, all this is great. This is so much better. I mean, yeah, they've slightly damaged the fields a little bit, but in general, this is good. This is good progress, but I don't want us to change more, become unrecognisable from who we are. And I fear that that's going to happen. And I don't know how to stop it or change it. And what was Dynatech's... What did they offer you? What did they say to you?
As you're walking around this area, eventually you're led to maybe a couple of stones, and they're sat around a larger bush which is magically changed to be this beautiful image of a Decimar Instar, this flying form of your race. The Instar, the Instar with them sits them down, and you can all take a seat. And listening to the words you said, Andromeda, the last I saw of the fields of light, they were luscious and blue, orange and yellows. Now I fear that, well, not fear, I sense that a lot of them are nothing more than a landing spot for others than our own. However, sometimes, yes, progression changes what is around, but the future, as you say, isn't always written. The river doesn't always flow where you think it is going to flow, but we can predict, as you say, from the past. I sense a lot of questions in you, and I can sense that your magic, your connection to the great tapestry has only grown. There are 4 who could answer your questions in more detail, or could help you see better, but for that you would have to make the journey.
And I think I'll switch to actually saying this out loud, because I realise that I'm going to make sure that no one else is around, or I will say this in like stage whispers, but...
Perception checks from everyone, please.
Could you tell me who the 4 that will help us are?
The oracles.
The oracles.
I'm going to straight up tell you, you would know this.
Okay.
So the journey that is taken usually by instars that want to become immagos is what I meant earlier. When so instar for the rest of you is the larval form. Imago is the adult form. Is to follow the Silken River. And along that you make prayers to Desna, and you go on this journey that is almost like a trial to get to Mount Allure. At the top of Mount Allure is
a temple to Desna, where the 4 oracles, the Thorigists, that your whole civilization is sort of like their religious home, is where you finish the journey.
So you're asking me to go on this journey to find the answers to
The
what
oracles.
could happen here. And as I say, I am saying this out loud, so you guys can.
What were the perception checks, please? Vorag.
21.
Dirty, filthy 20.
26.
23.
23. All above the 20s. I will say that all of you there can start to hear this conversation coming through. Also, the Dynatech officials don't seem to be paying much mind or attention. There is one, however, that you notice. They seem to watch from not quite the front gate. It would probably be somewhere in and around the corner of this building here, and you'd be somewhere over here.
Mm-hmm.
And they have this they're a human male. They're wearing Dynatech official clothing, but they're older and more sun-weathered. Quite leathery skin, they've got this scraggly hair and a rough trimmed beard. Quite scarred face as well. They are clearly keeping an eye on you guys, just seeing where you go, and just kind of watching you with Andromeda. They don't interfere, they don't point anybody off in the same direction, but all of you get that sense that you are being watched. Andromeda, back to you, Calix, and you all can hear this now. The journey is one of discovery, when one feels they find their place, but to find your place is one that nobody knows until you find it. If you were to take the journey, you would find and meet the oracles, and they are truer Thurigists than I could ever be. They are gifts from Desna. Some say they watch time. Others say they are guardians of the great tapestry and beyond. Others that they are messengers. However, they would be able to teach you more about past, present, and future. How to read the river, how to watch it flow through the great sieve of silk that is the great tapestry. And even at this point, they are now pulling thread from this other instar. And they're starting to, like you've seen Calix do, just begin weaving with one hand, just like a cat's cradle sort of thing, and it starts to glow ever so slightly. And then it burns away. The future is never set, but it can have stronger currents that lead in different ways. As for the outsiders here, yes, we've had no issues with them, but every month, less and less make the journey.
Where do they go? Are they staying here, or are we
Yes.
becoming disconnected from who we're supposed to be?
They have everything they need. Why would they go anywhere else? Why would they branch out into the danger and into the wilds when they can be given everything they need for everything here? I cannot question their methods, nor can I force them to take a journey that they don't want to change on. Yet, the more content they become, the less and less look towards the great tapestry and look to the future like you do. Your friends, hello. I sense the questions. Feel free to ask away.
Who's that guy? I'm going to point to the Decima
Dynatech.
Dynatech official.
You will have to forgive me. My sight is very limited.
Just ask the fucking blind.
Brilliant.
You pointed.
How many fingers are on
I'm
them?
refraining
Is this-
from nodding.
Is this person like wearing a name tag or anything?
No name tag.
Oh, my name's Bob.
The other Decimal, the larval snake, the Imstar, is like looks around and sees who you're pointing to. Oh, they mean Reed. Yes. Reed is one of the higher ups with the Dynatech security forces. They are in charge of the protection of this particular district.
Do I know this? Do I recognise this person?
No.
So you're saying less of the Decimals are going out and exploring, less of them are going to the stars?
Not to
Well
the
done.
stars, but when we... Not to the stars, we say. Our people...
Oh, right.
Calix is the only one who has left Koshoria. We are, or were, people of magic but not technology. Dynatech are the first people that have come down and offered us a trip away or a safe passage elsewhere or the opportunity to leave. However, many here are drawn to the planet itself. The whole nature of, and they point with this one arm to the sky, this atmosphere, this whole planet is deeply interconnected to the planes of existence and the boundaries there within, the great tapestry that weaves between them all. And it is a Decimar's nature to protect, to watch the tapestry and make sure in this location that nothing from the dark tapestry comes through, and if it does, to keep an eye on it. We're very powerful with magic when we grow, but since the town has been protected because of the safety, less of the Instars leave. They are content to work and produce silk for food, nourishment, for the safety of convenience. Every week, less and less. In fact, it's been nearly months since I've seen anybody take to the fields of flight to take their first witnessed.
So less people are leaving this planet. I
It's
look
a
at
journey.
Calix.
We go on a journey. We all start off like this, and we go on a journey to try and find what the purpose of our lives are. And when we find or feel that we have gained the purpose and meaning and understanding of what we wish to do and what our life's purpose is, we become like Andromeda, but more arms. No offence.
And there is like a head move back. I'm seeing your head. Yes, we transform when a being like Calix.
Do you do that on the planet, or do you go out and explore?
No, we it's only very recent that any of us have even left this planet. We've kind of always just been here in our own little corner forever, really. So yeah.
Calix is the first and only to ever have left that I'm aware of. We found that the journey itself is one that sometimes is taken when a youngling knows what they want to be or where the river is going to take them, or when they wish to find out but make the change. They see where the river flows. For you, Calix, it is up to you as and when, but if you do wish to know how to interpret the many paths the river can wind, then I would suggest going to see the oracles. As for leaving the planet, no. The transformation is done here in the fields of flight, and they point towards where the gate is, and you see this like trampled old field, which is half still active flowers, and the other is like old spaceship footprints, essentially. There is where a first flight is witnessed by the rest of the community, and although
the transformation is complete, this is where we say you gain your wings. And you are free to roam Koshoria and hopefully protect and ward off anything from the Dark Tapestry. This whole planet is quite susceptible to beings coming through. And our theurgy, our sense of mysticism, that need and want to protect and also be able to somewhat predict and anticipate the future, lends itself to us being here. But the more and more younglings that don't make the journey, the less and less adults we have to stop anything.
I think Kaz will, if anyone's got quite a high perception, you'll see that he makes his own, you see like something sort of form on his head, and he will then communicate telepathically himself. And he will probably try and speak to Andromeda. Do you produce much silk when you're an adult?
No. And you can see she is taking the silk from another one. It is impossible for us to produce. This is something done in our larval state. Yet, is something that... And they point towards where the river is, that intersects through this building that's inside this particular compound. When we make the journey, we create prayers, and they're making a kind of, it's almost like a bit of bunting. We leave them in a place where the river can listen to our prayers and take them to wherever they need to be. This is a key part of the journey, and only one that a youngling can do. Because once you transform and become like me, you have your purpose, you have a different... Sorry, text.
The signal, great!
Oh shit! Turn it up, guys! Use code to the stars. We find different purpose. That is my area of effect thing, don't listen to that. You didn't see anything. Because we find different purpose.
What happens if they don't take the journey? Do they stay in the larval form?
Yes.
Pretty much.
A choice that some do make.
Many stay just as larva for years. Sometimes the majority of their lives.
Forgive me if this is a little clunky, I'm just getting used to the whole breeding thing. If you're in the larval form, can you then reproduce, or do you have to be in the adult form?
Unfortunately, you have to be in the adult instar form to reproduce. We lay eggs and we fertilize eggs.
Weird. On a little on that note, just have the Dynatech folks taken an interest in your anatomy or physiology a little more than is maybe just passing interest?
When the company first arrived, yes, they we were new apparently. We were something they hadn't really seen before, and they took readings, and they also took many a note on our physiology and on our culture and on the planet itself.
Yep, that checks out.
If
Yeah.
if less and less are taking the journey and becoming adults, is it your population dropping?
It will eventually, yes.
As Calix says, it's hard to tell within the first year, but if less and less take the journey and become adults, then yes, spawn will be lost, not made, and we will see less and less fledglings within years to come.
You would think that maybe Dynatech would be then encouraging.
It's our choice to make. They neither dissuade or encourage, but as
It
we
has
said
to
earlier,
be your own choice. You can't have anyone else make it for you.
But
as I
if
said earlier.
everything's here for you, you're not going to want.
And
it
as
is-
we grow, we also shrink.
Yeah.
Very deep.
Fucking hell.
Jeez.
Some wisdom in it.
I'm writing this
I
down.
am 18 years of age, young man. I have been around.
Quotes from the
80.
stars.
18, yes.
18. How old are you, Calix?
I'm 3.5.
Have you tried this Monster Energy drink?
Sponsor us.
For the love of God, please, I've got such an addiction with it. So bad.
How did Dynatech...
Diabetes.
When Dynatech first approached, like, how did they approach us?
Roughly in from behind.
Did they light a scented candle?
Jesus.
Play some smooth jazz?
Please film it! Sorry, you're gonna have to ask that question again. I was taken away by sex.
And when did oh my god. When Dynatech first approached us, like, how did they, what did they offer? What did they say? Like,
You did ask.
God.
First, it was explorers. We'd met others that said they ruled us, but never really saw us.
Oh, the Aslanti.
Yes. This was a great many years ago, well before even my ancestors and the first of the oracles. Yet they
So
found
about
us
30 years
interesting. Hundreds of years ago. Then there were people looking for a new frontier, explorers, finders of some kind. They came with eager minds, curious hearts. And then more came, but they weren't explorers. They were curious, yes, but with purpose. They landed in the fields of flight, and they offered us protection from many of the predators and the beings that roam this land and can be dangerous to us on our journeys and on settlements and dwellings. All they required was silk. They liked what they had, a particular one, Zaki. She... You met her, Calix. You went with her.
Yeah, she was my sponsor.
Yes. She took to your art and our culture so happily, yet the intent there for growth, maybe, was something interesting that excited a lot of the Decimar here, and they said that they would offer security so that we would be able to continue practicing our own magics and theurgy, but also producing art in our own manners and ways, as long as we could give them silk in return as well. And we put it to the people, and the people chose to trade. They chose that silk for security and for peaceful lives without fear of apex predators was the way they wanted it to be. And thus, what would she call it? The vines and the silks were woven.
Did Kimpire offer you anything particular?
No. They asked when you presented your art if they could offer you a place at their home and show you the stars, the great tapestry and beyond, which I sense that you have seen. They wanted to view your art more often, and they took a liking to you. And so we asked you if you wanted to go. That was the only request she made.
Did they ever test on you, Calix? When you were in Absalom?
Take any mouth swabs or...
Did you ever
I mean,
feel like
nothing
you were
past
watched?
the standard data that was requested for any Dynatech employee, at least as far as I understand.
When you
What
say
is the
standard?
standard?
I don't know, I feel my
That's
standard might be different from...
Yeah.
Anal swab, you know.
That was fun.
The old complex one.
I don't
Bend and
know.
cough.
Probably not.
I don't even think they'll see that.
You know, things like fingerprint and whatever, so that I can get into the building and.
Nah, they're never going to see that.
Yeah.
I put it down myself for you guys. And then... Podcast is I'm fucking around with the map cam to see if I can get it onto...
You'll probably see Emily's phone.
Are
if
you
do that.
thinking that
There we go.
they're clones or something?
Kaz and I did a little tech digging last night, and
Yes.
the Decimar that we saw in the thing had augmentations.
Quite severe.
Very severe. I have a working theory that perhaps it's not beyond Dynatech's capability to grow life, and I wonder if they're maybe replicating your people like mine.
Grown Decimar. If they can do it to Pastokies, then they can do it to Decimar.
Because it would be copying the DNA rather than creating from
Yeah.
scratch.
And I suppose it means that they don't have to wait for us to go on a journey to then become of a breeding age. And that...
And they've got all the DNA they want from all the silk that's coming out here, naturally. So it seems like it's all normal.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like they have need to stay here if they can just create their own.
Which might be also why they've then withdrawn troops,
They withdrew the troops for a reason that we know about.
or we were told. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's the only reason they were withdrawn.
It may be that they understand that they're in Aslanti space.
Can I ask the Great One if there's...
Oh, get this guy, the
The
great
great
one. Oh.
Is there more...
You sucker.
I'm trying to ask a favour, so what it will be. I'm trying to go through
Guys, I like where this is going.
Yeah.
Someone might get a cred sticker. That's a good question.
Is this the only, I guess, I don't want to say compound, but is
Colony?
this the colony? Good shout. On this planet, is it just this colony, or do you know of others?
As far as I am aware, we are the only ones. There are smaller settlements of Decimar, but the climate of this world changes dramatically when you travel the continents. Many of the Instars and the Amargos struggle in the hotter areas or the colder areas, and where we are right now is what we would call perfection. The journey itself takes you through a lot of nasty environments. Yet, when some of the Instars take their first flights, we never see them again because they go off and start their own small, hopefully budding townships and stuff. But as for Dynatech, this is the only one I know of. When their ships come, they bring with them, well, they attract the attention of the Screeshire, these flying monstrosities that are abhorrent in nature.
So you're saying them coming in and out are causing the wildlife to be more hostile?
Yes and no. The Screeshire know nothing but to prey, and they see a ship or sense a ship and go to attack it. Yet when they can't take down one of these flying metal objects, they will swoop on whatever they can. However, the ground wildlife tends to run from anything overhead.
I'm so sorry.
I tried holding it in so long.
I'm so sorry.
I'm not having my eyes closed. I was playing the blind man. I was going method. Take my glasses off. I can't see shit.
Having a dance party.
All I can see, I'm trying to paint it, all I can see is...
It was a good ball. Right.
Away.
I'm just wondering, are they...
No, it was a really good question. I'm so sorry.
The wildlife is disturbed by many a thing. wildlife can upset wildlife, and yes, the ships coming in can disturb the ground life into fleeing or stampeding, which then attracts predators, or the ships can bring in, unwanted attention from the skies above, and this can cause flying predators to then become interested, yes, but they do also protect us from that when it happens.
Without poking or pointing blame, would you say they've increased in your 17 years on the planet since Dynatech have been here?
Objection leading question.
Overall. You just said that, didn't you? God damn it.
We see
Get in the game.
we see less of the diaether burrowing underneath us. We feel this is because of the sensors they have placed out around the perimeter of the building, the ones that probably alerted them to your presence last night. As for the ground predators, the walls have kept them at bay to the point where they no longer even try it out in the meadows. The Screeshire are the problem for us now. If they are hungry enough, they will attempt, and that's when the defence teams act. But as for increased numbers, we I guess see more of the Screeshire but less of the ground animals.
Less the infantry, but more of the attack from above.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
I did have a question, but I've totally forgotten. Also,
Well-
there's something I'm trying to get at, and I cannot think how to question, like, the words to
Well, I
make
mean,
this
feel free
question.
to ask me as GM and just say, like, I want to get
No,
to this point.
no. It's
I refuse to better it. I will RP this.
yeah, basically. Oh no, that was something about this. How many? So you say less are going on this trip, but how many are returning on average? Like, is it more or less than were before for those that do take the journey?
The journey is quite dangerous. Some will be lost to the journey, as is nature and the food chain. Others sometimes come back, but they tend to want to breed and fly to fields anew. And that is where we see our numbers stale or dwindle, is when the odd one that does make the journey and come back wishes to follow their own river. But less, I would say,
Less are returning.
than before. But less are going.
I mean, like percentage-wise.
Give me the damn statistics.
I know not what math is.
Statistically.
Where's the Excel
Of
spreadsheet?
those who leave, how many return?
About the same percentage. It's
Okay.
more the ones who then take their first flights or
Yeah.
are wanting to start their own colony. They are the ones who we then don't see again.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
So the future is hard to read around those ones.
Oh, I can't sit here all day, Gavin.
Thank you for your time.
Time is... And there's this crooked smile and a witty comment that GM can't think of right now.
Time ever flows onwards.
Wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey stuff.
Time is all I had and all I will ever have. Get out of here, you scabs! Get out and see my sister! I'm kidding, she's dead.
All 40 of them.
Yeah, I'm to walk the gardens now, and she goes to stand up and leave with the other Decimar, leaving you guys.
The one that we've just been ignoring for 2 hours.
They just sit there and take it all in.
Well, I mean, the rest of this is just gardens and greenhouses. I mean, there's some great salad. No, okay, you guys aren't for salad. Okay, we'll go to one of the others. Maybe possibly the cargo. It might be interesting to see what they're shipping out, but
Again, this is stage whispers.
Yeah, please talk loudly.
Yeah. Loud and clear for the Dynatech notes. Again, stage whispers.
Yeah.
But it might, if you are right that they're cloning, then maybe there is nothing being sent off here other than silk. But it might be worth
worth seeing any shipping labels as well, of where things are going.
Just worry that they're not just shipping silk, that they're shipping larvae as well.
That's what I'm worried. Or eggs. I mean, they're the lightest and easiest things to ship.
Yeah, and
can survive a lot.
I worry that they've already got everything they need.
Or is the journey and the people not coming back? Are they?
It's obvious that they're controlling the population.
Yeah.
I think if we went to look for colonies outside of this one, we wouldn't find fucking.
I think they know exactly what they're doing and how to keep a population content enough to not want anything.
Questions.
But
Exactly.
I mean, then this population will simply die.
They don't care.
I know that's probably something that's very difficult for you to hear, Calix. Like, this is your home after all. It's not something you even want to consider.
No, this is my friends, my family.
And that's
I know everyone here.
And that's what we're here to do, make sure that they're not being abused. It's not fair on them. They're being shielded, not just from the creatures out there, they're being shielded from the truth. And that's what we're here for. That's why we're coming to collect data.
The man's got a point. It's easier to tell a lie and keep that lie to the point of belief so that everything that you do believe is true. And if that's what they're doing, and if they are shipping larvae or eggs, this would be a problem. If they are doing that, they are smuggling living beings from Aslanti space into the Pact world. That would be a breach. That would be a breach of the Pact. This is definitely a threat to follow.
Yeah.
To which end, have you seen the guy staring at us?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, we all have.
Yeah.
So with that, you can see that the guy is like, he taps something on a comm pad, and then turns around.
How many people were in the actual room?
So this was outside, and within the gardens themselves, hundreds.
Okay.
We should probably shuffle quickly.
But I assume that we were keeping this conversation
down low.
You guys were doing it most, because she can only talk by a telepathic message.
Yeah.
So it's like 10-word things, and then it has to respond, and then go back. So like a lot of that has to be sort of like.
So we're all like stood in a quiet circle, and some Dynatech guy's just like.
Yeah, exactly that.
We should move.
Write that down.
I should move.
Should we pursue him?
Or do we want to just try and get to the bay?
I'm going
quickly?
to just pop and see what they've got in the gun stash. And then...
Oh, what a surprise!
Always about the guns.
What are the guns, Vorog?
First of all, give me a perception check from here, and then we'll talk about what you see. Some very obvious.
16.
So firstly, each tower has like a large mounted laser cannon, which is obviously designed for like anti-aircraft, but it's probably being used as anti-beast in this instance. Each one carries a either sidearm or rifle of some kind. Bruce, you would know this would be like standard Dynatech defense team equipment. They're all wearing the same armor. They're all carrying roughly the same sidearms and or equipment. The odd one out here was that single dude who had this like scraggly hair, this like sun-kissed face that was like kind of leathery, looking kind of scraggly. He had like a trench coat over the top of it, and then also carried a pretty big knife on his belt. He also had a rifle, but it looked different to the rest of them. This was more an energy-based weapon.
Would I know anything about his uniform that might give his, his role away, I guess?
I think automatically you're going to know that they are not from their uniform, but just from the fact that they look different to the rest. That they are potentially a leading figure in this area. However, you know that there was 4 people of interest. This is the one for this particular district that was giving out either orders or like delegating things. So together off that information that I think you would have shared already, this is probably
the defense team leader of this particular area.
That's what it to work out, yeah.
Yeah.
We need to move.
Mm-hmm.
I would also say, as a defense team, being part of your backstory, they've clearly just told somebody you guys are sat around with Andromeda.
We should probably get on with it, I think. Maybe to south? We may find Poe and Neymar.
I'm going to make sure my camera is nice and visible and kind of be overtly being like, oh, look at the scenery, look at the amazing things that are going on here, like trying to make it look as if we're here with purpose.
Okay, cool. Anything else on this bit? What do you guys want to do next?
Go to south.
Cargo?
I'd like to try something.
Oh!
Wait, it's not. I don't think there's anything super.
Fuck 'em up.
Talk to me! I would like to
Kill
have
Andromeda!
Fireball! It's me all along, bitch!
Rip off Andromeda's final limb.
Does that love?
I would like to create a little item out of my nanoids and could create a snapshot sphere.
Do you want to do that in this bit?
Yeah. I'm gonna throw it up in the air. Sort of 30, 60, well, no. Yeah, 60 foot, as far as up I can get it. And it's going to take a picture, 360 degrees, and it's going to send it back to me. And I'm going to
Nice.
save that photo.
Little
How long
panorama.
is it going to take you to create a fucking item?
It's instant, it's part of my nano thing.
That's just bullshit. That's awesome.
That's just bullshit.
How
That's
dare you?
awesome.
That's his whole class there.
I create
bullshit.
Photographer.
More stuff.
Yeah. Every time I level up, I can change what I change. Change what I change? Change
You
what
can
I
change
create.
what you change.
So you can only do it once.
What, as in make something once?
Yeah.
No, I can do it as many times as I like.
But it has to be the same thing.
Per level, he has
I
to
have
set it.
a certain amount of things I can create, and every level up I can change those things out if I want to.
Could you write down that you then have a picture of, a map
The
view
current surroundings.
of K4 or
Yeah.
Cassiopia East, please? Where are you guys going after that?
K2.
Okay.
Down
Night
south.
to K2.
Screams as a meteor.
Oh.
Okay. You begin to leave this farming district. It is quite beautiful and quite scientific, and something that obviously before they came was something that you had to till and farm and everything naturally, and also under the guise of like, we need to keep watching the skies if we're out in where the sun hits, or we need to keep watching for burrowing creatures. We need to, and now people are just happily collecting seeds and pollinating plants and cutting clippings up and taking them to hydroponics so that they can then be put into dwellings. And you leave this particular area and head back into the Fields of Flight and look towards the south. And you can start making your way south. Can everybody give me a perception check, please?
Ooh.
16.
16. Okay.
Dirty 20.
29.
30.
13.
30. Damn! So,
How have you got 30 last year?
so what was yours?
18.
18. And Wrenn got a dirty little 20.
Filthy.
Seriously, how have you got 30?
19 plus 11.
Jesus.
How have you got that? Because you took one of mine off because I had too many.
He's fucking done you, Emily! He's fucking taking your character!
If it makes you feel any better, I've got a few negatives on my sheets.
No, but this is meant
I've
to
just
be
got
my
better
best
stats
one.
than you, alright?
Well, I want to
He just
understand
rolled
how
better.
that happened.
Because he's got better stats. To which end, as you guys are heading towards K2, you see that a figure exits the gate towards you. They are a human female. They've got this like reddish brown hair with
kind of distorted features, like maybe like a broken nose that's been like pushed to one side. They're wearing Dynatech militia clothing, which you found hard to see them at detail from far away. But they definitely are like, no, it's fine. No, it's fine. And then walk out to meet you in the fields of flight, quite close to the entrance. And this entranceway is more guarded. There are clearly like 4 people, and there are 2 towers.
Suspicious.
And
Be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Hide mine.
welcome to Caseopia South, or to Caseopia as a whole. I am Nadine. Pleasure is all mine. I assume that you were our visitors that came in last night.
We are.
Good morning, Nadine.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Bright and dandy. The sun is shining and the air smells fresh and clean. I could not complain or wish for any more. How can I help you?
Ooh, we were just having a look around. Like, I've come back from some travels. I'm on a bit of a sabbatical at the moment. And you know, just we're doing a bit of a sort of a recce as well for my Hastoki here.
Squeaks, Nadine. Pleasure's all mine.
And she reaches down. Very firm handshake.
Oh.
Very firm.
I love a woman with a firm grip.
Charming. I've never met one of the Hastokis. Pleasure's all mine. How are you finding they work out?
Very, very good. Very, very lovely, very nice to work with, very efficient.
Sorry for assuming, but I'm going to presume that you are Calix.
Oh, yes. Yes, that would be me.
Hello, I'm Nadine. Squeaks, nice to meet you. Calix. Who are your friends?
Let you introduce yourselves.
Wrenn, pleasure to meet you.
Name's Roos.
Kaz.
Pleasure's all mine. You do not recognise it.
Good, because that's what I was going to ask.
Could see it in your eyes. Do I know this lady? Have I bought her drinks?
That's not feathery enough.
I look to Skelkin and to Vorog.
I was trying to get away without saying it. I was hoping everyone.
You
would
can
speak
abstain from
quickly.
saying something.
Trampoline.
We've
That's what I was trying
I
not
just
to
kind of
do.
divert from the question by like,
What lovely
playing-
terrain you have here.
well done.
Nice.
It's an odd sort of place.
Do you want to live here?
I try and look out because we're not in like the safety of the walls. Just kind of not pretend, but use it as the kind of role of I'm protecting Calix by like keeping an eye on the things around.
Oh, you should be quite all right. The security officials on the walls will deal with anything, but I appreciate.
And the massive guns.
Yes.
Well, these are our massive guns over here. I think you understand.
It's old habits die hard. It's when you get too comfortable that something can sneak up on you.
Yes.
Words.
Complacency?
Quite.
Complacency is what she says without stuttering.
404.
And obviously, Calix being quite the asset to Dynatech, we want to make sure that everything is a-okay. Nadine, I don't suppose you'd mind if we had a little walk around, get some promotional shots?
It's to
Have a little
promote
walk
some new silk lines that that Dynatech are doing. They want to show where it all comes from.
Could you both make me a bluff check, please?
Absolutely.
Are you aiding or are you going separate on this one?
Can I retreat into my own arse?
I would like to actually aid
Yeah,
you.
all that is.
So you need to, if you're proficient in
Speech.
bluff checks, then you get to roll a check.
It's like a
Bluff,
wet
bluff,
throbbing
bluff,
ball,
bluff.
just like...
I've got a green dot.
And you've got pluses in it. Have you got ranks in it?
skill.
Yeah, cool. So what's the plus in yours?
6.
Okay, cool. So roll a d20, adding your bluff to it. If it's over 10, you get the 8. Oh dear.
Do not get the aid.
What was that roll,
I
please?
hate you. 9.
Oh,
9 total, yeah?
I hate all of you.
I rolled a 16.
Someone's getting the feds called on us prematurely.
Yes, of course. What the company wants is exactly what Kimpire, I believe, requires of yourself, as far as I understand, Calix. Follow me, I will show you around.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Thank you for everything, Nadine. It's a rather wonderful setup you've got here.
I just run the storage facilities. Nothing special. I just do as EPO and Namor says.
Oh, just like nudge Cass, and so modest as well. Humble.
Oh yeah.
Right. And they turn around. Yeah.
No, you go.
And they begin to walk in, and they keep pace with you and make idle, kind of like. So obviously you see that the gates are more secure here, so that if pirates from this system or if anybody were to invade, we can make sure that none of the decimal silk is lost. But this is where we store most of the produce from your people, Calix. And there are 3 main buildings. There is 2 large warehouses, both left and right as you walk through, and then what appears to be some kind of, not quite a billet, but definitely a room, a building in which officials probably either have an armory or they sleep in. It's definitely a military-esque building that has guards posted outside of it as well. I mean, it quite literally is just a rooms full of boxes, but and they lead you over to the left-hand one, and they swipe a card into essentially like a credit card into a scanner, essentially, and essentially the door opens, and they gesture inside. The room is relatively dark. It's a big double door as well, by the way, and it's a ramp that leads up to it. You can see that there are like hover trolleys that you can put crates onto and push things around easily. Very standard stuff. It's just an open warehouse where they've created stacks of boxes. They're about 3 or 4 boxes high, leads to about 20 foot. They are sealed metal containers, maybe 5 foot by 5 foot each.
Get your X-ray vision out.
Did you say that out loud?
Not any, does he?
I mean, I'm just asking if you say that out loud.
No, that's Emily.
I'd kind of go in, just make sure the area is clear, and just be like, yeah, Calix, clear.
I'm sure I'm a bit
It's really unnecessary.
He's got the habit, and travelling out and about, it can be a bit.
He got hit with a curling stone as a child. Forgive him.
Am I allowed to look at some of the products, like get some shots of being like, look, here's the product ready to ship, kind of thing?
Well, I'm not going to open these up without EPO and Neymar's permission because they're already sealed away. However, we can take you to the farms, and you can literally have fresh off the part of my branch, well, part of my Castravellian, but straight off the ass of your kind.
I mean, we don't produce it out of our ass, but yeah.
Straight off the air.
Straight off ass.
Straight off the ass!
Well, it's not really mine. Either way, I'm not going to open up sealed crates for you. However, I can take you to where it is made and where it is produced.
What do you think, teacher?
I think if we can just maybe get a few shots, Calix, of you kind of walking through the warehouse, that would be quite good. Nadine, I don't suppose you'd be keen for a sound bite about how you found life on a new and exciting planet for the marketing department?
Not really.
Fair enough. Calix, if you could just walk, my boy. And just do some like directing of getting Calix to like point at crates and things.
Over the course of the next sort of hour or so, as you kind of flounder about in this room, some Dynatech representatives do bring some trolleys in with these sealed crates on them. You see them enter through the main gates and they come up to this ramp. They bring them in and they look a bit confused at you guys there and look at each other with like that. Okay.
Is Nadine following us?
Yes. Hasn't left your side. I mean, you guys are all just in this like warehouse essentially. Nobody else in here apart from when these guys and just 2 people come in with crates, and between them they offload them and stack them onto what will be the next bit. They'd probably talk to Nadine afterwards and be like, yeah, we'll start loading up into the second warehouse. This one's getting kind of full. Hopefully the next ship will come in soon and we can get these ones out and then start all over again.
How much would you say one of these crates weigh, by any chance? Just so we know purely just how much you get storage-wise of the silk.
I mean, they can weigh anywhere depending on the amount that's in them, but they are sealed, hermetically sealed, and also protected. So it's actually the metal of the case, which is quite heavy. GMing will find you an actual weight for that.
It's more Kaz saying that to see if it weighs up. Like if it was full of silk, it would weigh this kind of amount. But if it was full of a couple of decimal bodies,
yeah,
it only weigh this much.
So yeah, she says that with it's usually the crates themselves that weigh the most.
What's crack-a-lacking?
The
Sorry. I probably walk over to a crate that, hearing you ask that question, that's away from other people, and just be like, oh, look at the Kaz. I mean, come over here. I mean, you're saying about weight. Can't like, how much do you think? And I'm like beckoning you over.
None of this is settled.
No,
We're being watched.
I know.
Yeah, sure. Come have a little feel around the box. Very strong, sturdy stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kind of say to Nadine, Kaz is quite the engineer, so it's like kid in a bloody candy shop. Well, I think I've got all the footage I need.
I realise I probably won't do this, so never mind.
Can I can I try and make my telepathy thing? So I can communicate with Calix.
Can indeed. Could you read me out the full ability there, please, and whether or not people can perceive to?
Okay.
Yeah, because if we could just join in, like, oh, you guys.
While they're doing,
Yeah. While they're doing that.
they're doing the photography and like the things. I know they wouldn't let me do it on my own, but I was going to see if I could take a walk around, like a perimeter check with either another Dynatech employee, just to kind of get the lay of the warehouse, if that makes sense.
So the only other 2 that come in are the ones that are offloading these crates, and they come in, they do their bit, and they leave again. As you go to do your perimeter sweep, Nadine speaks to her, she's like, please don't step too far away from the group. I would like to keep an eye on you all.
That's fine, you're more than welcome to come with
Unusual
me.
to see unscheduled arrivals.
That's fair, I understand, and I just more than happy to go around with one of your guys, one of your people.
Well,
it's better safe than sorry. I've got to report
you can
back.
give me a diplomacy check if you want. The DC is quite high.
She seems quite.
No, I don't think it's 16 more then.
Let's give her a sense motive, shall we? Okay. No, if you could stay with me. I've only just met you, and although Calix is represented by the company, I would need to make sure that there are official procedures followed.
Can I sense motive on her, whether she is like unnerved, like worried, or just annoyed?
You absolutely can.
Sounds like a good one to make.
Pardon you.
18.
18.
Whispers.
You pissed him off.
Woo!
We've won.
Oh, God.
We've quit. Come here.
Come here.
Oh,
You ever? That's not.
we have done so much.
Shut the fuck up.
Yes.
Mouth,
Stay down.
We do have
What the fuck are we going to do with the orb?
get her to stay.
Oh, because it's quite
It's
convincing.
24 hours. Give her kind
It's
of.
quite
think
an
we'll-
obvious thing to bring
Yeah, I
It
think
is,
we're going
but
to
she's
need
the only one in here with us right now.
Ish.
in. There was some Dynatech
But
reps.
it's good. I think it's a good thing to have as a backup.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if
At some
things
point.
go awry.
Yeah.
Kneecapper.
Yeah. By teeth.
Anything else from you guys here?
So, sorry, the description of my thing.
Yes.
It says they can flood out of your body to form a cloud, or combine to temporarily create items, or mobilize within you to amplify your physical abilities.
Okay, cool. And on the telepathic thing that you have, it should say if creatures can make a DC XXX.
Because
check.
obviously I'm having to add the item into my inventory so I know what it is. It just kind of tells me what the thing does, rather than telling me how it looks or anything. So
It's called adaptive telepathy, yeah?
it's called a limited telepathy graft.
Okay.
Fancy word. It is installed in my brain.
I'm going to quickly look that up.
Download from the internet.
Can I
Definitely
send
not a
group
dodgy
message?
website.
Can you send a group message on the old comms? I think you can do that anytime, I think.
Download a vast.
Jesus.
Hot single vests and
So,
malaria.
you're able to have partial telepathic contact with other creatures, and this augmentation mimics that racial trait. You can telepathically communicate with any creature within 30 feet of you whom you share a language. Conversing telepathically with multiple creatures simultaneously is just as difficult as listening to multiple people speak at once. So now I need to look at the Lashunta.
I was going to
Telepathy.
say, I've got just telepathic messages.
Different, because that's a spell that people
Yeah.
can actually listen in on if they roll high enough, which is what was sort of happening earlier.
Yeah.
So let's have a quick look.
What was our safe word from before?
Falcon.
Falcon.
Good.
Yeah.
There's a falcon up there.
Is that fucking Falcon?
What's a falcon? Do
Oh, I said fucking hell.
Falcon L.
Can I?
Pupils
Do you
dilate.
actually say that?
Do you actually say Falcon L?
No,
I
that
assume
was-
this is
I'm
what you're
gonna say
wanting
no.
to type on the group
As in-
message.
No, what?
You can't listen in on this one because it says under the.
I'm not trying to listen in.
No, not you. Anybody
Oh, I
else.
see. Oh, right, okay, cool.
Because on
Ian's trying to
telepathic
listen
message.
to what you're doing.
Gotcha.
Exactly, because
Yeah.
some telepathy you can hear if you roll high enough on perception
Okay.
and they're listening for it. Whereas with
That's
the
why I
Lashunta
didn't do
one,
mine, because
Yeah.
I was like,
the Lashunta one doesn't mention it whatsoever, so I'm going to give you the free pass.
Cool.
So yeah, you can easily communicate with.
So I'll say to Calix, what are you thinking?
so-
In front of me.
Stage whispers!
What are you thinking?
if you're able to do a tracker or a tracer or something like that to either, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, outside of the box, maybe too obvious, but maybe when we get to the other one, if we can put a tracker inside of some of the silk or something, just something small, or just somehow get it
See what I can do.
to track one of where these crates go.
Okay. I don't have one on me right now,
Okay, it might be worth.
but I can create one in probably no time at all.
Yeah, it might be worth maybe later getting some.
Just so I'm clear, like Calix's response is also.
This is also
Yes.
telepathic. No one can hear outside of this spell.
It's not a spell
Right,
actually.
Or I
My
know
draft.
But like,
whatever it is.
like
Yeah.
is Calix's rule different?
Yeah.
Can that be listened to?
No, it can't be listened to, and also yours classes as communicating. So I believe that you can respond
Yeah.
as long as you think it directly, like yeah.
Tap into Calix's salad.
Well, if we're done with the promo shots here, then I
Yes,
would
I'll
quite
do
like
everything,
to.
yeah.
I'd quite like you to fuck off.
No, sorry for disrupting your day, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Nadine.
My pleasure. And they lead you out, and they swipe the door, and it behind. And just so I know for next week, what's the plan?
Did you say falcon inside?
Yeah, did you put the other
Did you put Falcon in the group
I
message?
didn't put Falcon in the group message. It wasn't an emergency, but like if we were lingering too long after I'd had that realization, I would have put like
Falcon.
get the fuck out.
So it's like Skalkan typing.
That was so well
Yes, mummy, time to go.
To which end? So that I know what to prep for next week.
I think I'll just say, I think you haven't been by the river, have we yet? Calix, I don't think you need to.
Yeah,
Yes.
you were going to show us get some nice outdoorsy shots.
Yeah. Go over,
Either way,
get
get
some
me
shots
fuck
from
out of
west,
there.
and maybe go over to the river.
Well, yes, there's a nice
don't
part by north as well,
Yeah.
which I'll tell you guys when we're not being watched. That's just in the comms chat.
Fucking subtlety over here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you guys
Listeners.
leave K2, Cassiopea South, on your way out of the gate, what you see coming towards you from north is a 6-7 foot figure, smiling widely, bright yellow energy, giving off a aura of bright light.
Perfect.
As you just see a hand come up and wave from them.
Just wave back.
We've managed to run into everyone we were trying to avoid.
And
Yeah.
that is where we are going to avoid. That is where we're going to
Until next week. Well,
Yeah. That's where we're going
Next
to jump
week.
into next week. We're not here next week because Alex, congratulations, buddy, is getting married in a few months. And we're on a stag do, baby! Woo! Most people, strippers. Other people get
Don't tell
hammered.
me, because it's a surprise.
We're going to fucking Warhammer World, baby.
Yeah, we have, motherfucker.
Yeah. So maybe we'll see some of you fuckers there next week.
Go paint Warhammer.
Yeah, I can't wait. Stag do at fucking Warhammer World. So we're not here next Monday. We're going to take a break. And then in 2 weeks, 2 weeks, we're going to be back to see
Yeehaw!
how meeting Epo and Namor and how fast word travels.
Oh god.
And if you guys are still in the clear,
Nope. Yeah, we're fucked.
yeah.
Falcon.
But the investigation is well underway. Guys, thank you so much. Podcast listeners, yeah, we'll get another episode out in 2 weeks to you. Thank you so much. Everyone on Twitch, we fucking love you. Everyone on YouTube, tell us when you last had a poo in the comments and let us know where on the Bristol stool chart you are. And then,
What's it called? The Bristol stool chart.
It is called the Bristol Stool Chart.
I
don't know
missed
why.
something.
I have no idea.
James,
I don't know.
you weren't in the room. You were a little late after break.
Oh,
were
that's
talking
probably
about
because
shit.
I was having a shit.
that answers the question: who had the shit last?
Where is it on the Bristol stool chart?
I don't know because I missed the fucking conversation.
It's also known as the Mayor's scale as well.
Remember John Mayers?
The mayor?
MEYERS.
We're going to be back in 2 weeks. We'll see you later, guys. Have yourselves a fantastic time. And may those dice gods be ever in your favour. See you around.